Hey trees, hey everybody that's coming in and joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you're coming in, make sure you tap the screen, all that good stuff. We about to talk about the Carlee Russell case, guys. We're about to get into it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're about to get into it. Hey everybody that's joining. We're about to get into it. Hey Adrian, hey everybody. We're about to really get into this case, and I want y'all to see the bullet points. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. This is my second live on the case. If you weren't in my first one, it was way before when she first got home. So we're just going to talk about anything. We're going to talk about the 911 call. We're going to talk about her phone searches. We're going to talk about the race card and if black people played the race card. I'm black, so don't think I'm coming for us like that. Are we supporting our women still? And then having discernment. We're going to talk about all this kind of stuff. Thank y'all so much for joining. Thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for joining. You in my life. I'm your good karma. And we're about to get into this. As you come in, make sure you tap the screen. Let me know where y'all are from. Let me know where you're listening from. You're just joining. I'm just coming live. Hey, everybody. And again, we're going to talk about the facts in this case. We're going to talk about Carlee Smollett with the lies. Hey, Mickey J. We're about to get into all of it. We're going to have a real good conversation. Again, we're going to talk about the 911 call, her phone searches, the race card that was played, and we're going to talk about supporting our women and discernment. Hey, Hoover, Alabama. Oh, you're in Hoover. Listen, I'm so glad that y'all community can rest up now and y'all don't have to, look behind y'all's back. Thank y'all so much for the likes. Make sure y'all like as y'all come in. Okay, guys. So if you didn't know, there was an update in the case today. Quaisha, I'm thinking that's how you say it. Hey, Quaisha, I'm going to fill you in on what you missed, girl. So the police did a press conference today. For everybody that don't know the update, there was a press conference that came out at about 2:30. Thank you for the follow. And at 2:30, this is the police basically said, they did a phone search on Carlee's phone, okay? Her phone, she searched the movie Taken. She searched Amber Alert. She searched tickets to Nashville. And she just searched different things of how to go missing, right? That is what the police said. The police got on their Zoom today. And the police said, we clearing our name tonight. The police said, we ain't got time for this. We are clearing our name. What they also did is they played the 911 call, okay? During the 911 call, if you listen to the call, I implore you to go. I might play it for y'all. I could play the 911 call. We gonna get into that, Danielle. Yes, she Googled how to steal money out of a register and not get caught. Yes, the police got on their Zoom. Because she stole money from work, allegedly. Okay, so this is all true, guys. The police also got on their Zoom. They played the 911 call. Now, listen. In the 911 call, Carlee says that there is a white baby that's a male with a white shirt and a diaper. Now, I don't know about y'all. If a white baby is on the side of the road, it would have been collisions and crashes to go save that white baby. Okay? Here's another aspect that I want everybody to think about. Yes, the video was grainy. But we would have seen a white baby, and so would them other cars. And did y'all see all the crazy people on TikTok talking about I see a man dragging her in the woods. You could see the toddler to the left. People are crazy. This is what we're talking about, having discernment. This is what we're talking about, having some common sense. Kathleen Elizabeth, hey girl, thank you for the follow. It says we all came together and advocate, y'all going fast, and advocate for her and brought her situation to light. And listen, at the end of the day, this is what I want to let everybody know. We can be upset that we were bamboozled, right? But remember, as humanity, as one, we came together. So that's the only positive in this. Humanity came together to find that girl, right? So that's the positive. Let's get into it. So in the 911 call, she did call 911. But in 911, she can't get her story straight. So the 911 operator asked her, are you outside with the toddler? She said, no, I'm sitting in the car. Now, if me or you stop for a toddler on the side of the road on a busy interstate, why wouldn't you get out the car to make sure they're not going into the road, right? Even the 911 operator was like, okay, you sitting in the car? Like, what? No, so there was never a baby. The police also told Hoover, Alabama, where some of you all are, that there's no threat. There's no threat in Hoover, Alabama, and there's no child. This is the story that she told the police. She said when she went out to look for the baby, or to get the baby, a man came from the woods. Now, the man was also white with red hair and a bald spot, and they took her in an 18-wheeler. And there was a lady with him. They fed her Cheez-Its. The lady played in her hair. This is where I'm about to catch her in a lie. Your mama said you had cornrows. So what hair was the lady playing in? I don't understand. And listen, again, the positive is that humanity came together, right? But we're going to continue what the police said today. So the police even went to her parents, guys. And here's where I don't understand the parents. The police went to her parents and told her parents, hey, we need a statement from you all because we're under pressure. Like the community, they tried to give her grace and say, look, just tell us what happened, right? They tried to give her grace and tried to get her to come forward and tell them what happened. And she wouldn't. They went mute. So the police were like, okay, y'all not going to say nothing. We coming out with a press conference today. Okay. So on the 911 call, y'all, she was lying. Then let me get into some of y'all comments. Danielle says, I had doubts about her story and felt bad about it. Danielle, and I want to get into that because you know what? I went live when she first was found and I did the screen looked sort of like this. And I had so many women come on there and attack me and tell me how wrong I was. And even, down to like black women saying like, y'all don't care about black people. Y'all didn't really care about Carlee. Don't let in the future, don't let nobody make you feel bad for having a question because it's called common sense and discernment, right? Common sense and discernment. America says, I've watched too many crime shows to know this was a hoax as soon as she popped back up. When they said she walked home, I was like, ain't no way. I don't know why the mother is lying. I think there may be some people in the community and it might be a money thing. That's what I think. Won't talk to police, but talk to the Today Show, period. That's how you knew it was a lie too. That's how you know it was a lie. And here's the other fact. So we went over the 911 call, right? Now her phone searches are what got me. You're searching how much does it cost for an Amber Alert? How old do you have to be for an Amber Alert? You look up the movie Taken. Look up a bus ticket to Nashville, baby. I'm in Nashville. Girl, what? Don't come here. You need to go home. So now the police are trying to piece together where she was for the 49 hours. And here's the thing. Somebody had to be either hiding her or she went to stay at some cash-only hotel. Now, let me ask y'all this. Y'all think they're going to find the person that was hiding her? And will they charge her? Because at this point, it's out that she's lying, guys. Police don't need a statement from Carlee. Or to charge her. They would take evidence to the DA. They don't need it. But I think they have compassion for her. Auntie Nene said Beyonce was in Nashville. She wanted to go to the show. Clearly, girl, she was going to make it to that concert. Chad said she was with someone her parents don't like. You think so? I don't know. Mommy, she had to be at a cash motel because come on now. Where did you go? Or like if she was with a friend, who was housing her? America says charge them all, in my opinion, wasting too many resources. She will 100% get charged. Here's my thing. You know who I also feel bad for? Anaya Blanchard's mother. The girl that actually went missing and was killed. She was out there searching the woods. Y'all know how traumatizing it have to be for her? And then her parents, I don't know if they're trying to save face, but at that point, I would have told my daughter, look, you about to get on your Zoom and you about to tell these people what happened. Because the only person that can fix this right now is Olivia Pope. And she retired. And she ain't even a real character. Okay? That's the only person that can fix this. Because how do you come back from this and you're like she's lying? And the story don't make sense, guys. The story don't make sense. A white baby that was 3 years old, that was male, had on a white t-shirt and no diaper on the side of the highway. And a white man with red hair and a bald spot came to take you with a woman, and they played in your hair, they fed you Cheez-Its, and you got away. How did you get away? You telling me you had a man and a woman who kidnapped you. How did you get away? See, it's too many details they omitted. And then also in a part of the 911 conversation was that when Carlee came home and they called 911, they told the police that she was unresponsive but breathing. Do y'all know what unresponsive mean? Unresponsive mean you're like not conscious. Why would the family say she was unresponsive? Then when the police and everybody get there, she talking. What happened? Why don't y'all just come out and tell the truth? Y'all, everybody make mistakes. Everybody make mistakes. And then for the mother to get on the Today Show, right? You don't want to talk to the police. You get on the Today Show and you still let Hoover, Alabama know, I do believe there's an abductor out there. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? So Crazy E says it's not the family. It's not initially the family's fault. The family did what they're supposed to do. But after she came home and they realized she was a lie and the police told them about her phone searches and they still was ignoring the police, it is the family's fault directly, love. Because at this point, y'all, if you're not going to talk to nobody, don't get on the Today Show and still tell the people in Alabama that there's an abductor out there. Right? Let me get into some of y'all comments. The mom is protecting her daughter and wants to believe her. You can protect your daughter if you want to. I get protecting your daughter, but you can protect her with integrity, right? You don't have to get up there and lie still. You can, you know what? My daughter is having mental issues right now. We respect privacy. You ain't got to get up there and lie. You don't have to get up there and lie. I don't think they believe in that. You can protect your child with integrity, y'all. Let me tell you something. If it was my child and I realized, oh, Lord, she lying. We about to get the best person we know to write a family statement and say, she has some issues. We thank everybody for the support. We apologize to our community. I am sorry that this has happened. We are going to hold her accountable. When the police are ready to talk, we will all come down there together. And we apologize. You know, you just come up with a statement. You don't get on TV and say that there's still an abductor, guys. You don't do that. So I can protect my child, but you don't have to protect your child in lies. And that's what be wrong with parents. You know, I think they have to save face because from my understanding, them people got money. Her family has a lot of money. Danielle says that lying now makes everything worse and will lead to charges. They probably won't charge the parents because I think anybody can respect the parents just trying to, you know, give her some time. But honey, you're caught. You're caught. Now, here's the part that I want everybody to chime in. I don't care what your race is, white or whatever. I don't care. I want you to be honest, okay? When I got on my Zoom the other day, and listen, it was just like this. Respectful. We're not saying anything disrespectful. We just stating facts, right? And we were like, you know, it's just kind of suspicious. A lot of people, DMs and comments were like, you a black woman. Why you not standing with black women? And I just feel like that was a race card to play that shouldn't have been played. Am I tripping? There was a big race card that was played in this scenario that had nothing to do with race. This don't got nothing to do with Carlee being black, that she was lying. Like, it had nothing to do with her race. Like, you just had common sense that when this girl walked home, something was wrong. And like, if we can't ask a question because somebody is black, we're in a bad space. Accountability is accountability. Like, I hated that, you know, like I had the Zoom going like this. I brought people up to talk with me, honey. And if y'all want to come up and talk, y'all can. And they were literally going in on me like, you're a black woman. You're tearing her down. And I never said nothing bad about the girl. I asked questions just like we doing in this Zoom right now. I'm saying the Zoom, y'all, but y'all know TikTok live. So yeah, like people were playing a race card. I've seen so many videos of people talking about y'all only questioning Carlee because she black. No, we questioning Carlee because it didn't make sense. Misty Glow says right is right and wrong is wrong. Thank you. That's all I'm saying. Tangela said, and Carlee doesn't represent every black woman. Okay, that's what I'm saying. White woman here has so many people calling me racist. I asked questions, and you're not, and that's what I did not like. Like, okay, she went missing, and I understand. Like when she went missing, they should have blew it up. The people blew it up. It was on CNN, NBC, and everywhere. People were like, it's not even national. Beyonce mama put it on her page. How much national y'all want it to go? And then you got it national playing this black card only for it to be a hoax. And I don't like that. I just don't agree that people are saying it's a race thing. You know, Rachel says we all make mistakes, you live and learn. And listen, I think Carlee's going to learn from this, right? Yeah, she had Beyonce mama, girl. She going to learn. And she's very young. One thing, hold on, first of all, I don't know about y'all 20s, but baby, in my 20s, I did some dumb SHIT. Some of the dumbest, okay? The difference is I ain't grew up in the world of social media, baby. I was born in the late 1900s. So my dumb stuff wasn't blasted. And I don't think, and maybe Carlee was playing on the fact that she didn't think that people would look for her like that. When a woman is telling the truth, she's demonized and vilified, and they going hard over a lie. Girl, let me tell you something. And then you know what? If you didn't watch the press conference, the police, when they was on their Zoom, the reporter asked them, in the future, do you feel like this is going to affect future Black women that may go missing? And the police chief was like, no. He was like, absolutely not. He was like, just like we investigated this story, we're going to investigate the other ones too. And I think mind frame is like that too. Like what happens when the next young Black girl goes missing? Are they going to try to take extra steps and miss some steps, because of Carlee? Like, I don't think people realize how big this is. And then that whole community was in a disarray, honey. They thought people was out here kidnapping kids and women. It was crazy. Let's see. I'm going to get into the comments. She said, again, she's exhibiting I don't know all those numbers. She's exhibiting attention-seeking behavior. Now she's getting all kinds of attention, baby. Okay. Sherry Papini was white and lied and changed nothing. Let me tell you something, Tink. I talked about Sherry Papini on my last live. I said when Sherry Papini did the same thing, baby, people was on Sherry Papini because Sherry did the food just like Carlee. Now, Sherry did a little bit more food because she got kids and a husband. However, she still did the food. And people criticized her. And I kept telling people, what about Sherry Papini? They was like, no, it's because she's a Black woman. They don't want to believe her. And here's where I want to go into discernment. If if it just was a question in your mind that when she showed up at home on foot, that something was wrong, you have great discernment and common sense, and you don't let nobody make you feel bad about it no more. Thank you, Tink, because everybody don't have common sense and discernment. If you were a person that questioned, right, what happened in this case, listen, they almost had me feeling bad. I'm like, oh my God, am I not believing the victim? Oh my God, am I doing something wrong? No, baby, I got discernment and common sense. You have discernment and common sense. And next time it kick in for you, you continue to ask those questions and you continue to, listen to your gut. And you know what? I don't even, as a Black person, you know how Black people feel about the police, but the police did a great job in this case, y'all. We have to give a hand clap to the police. They even gave her grace. Okay. They could have went on their Zoom the next day and been like, we searched their phone and her phone said this. They didn't do that. They gave her the opportunity to come up and tell the truth. And her family went quiet and wouldn't speak to them. They didn't have to do that. Y'all know the FBI got involved. The FBI was all in Hoover, Alabama. People started traveling, getting their cars, spending their money. And the police gave them grace. They didn't have to do that. They could have, y'all, it's Wednesday. This happened last week. They could have came on Monday morning like, look, she lying. And look, they still giving her grace. The police chief said that if there's another version to the story and the reason why she searched those topics like Amber Alert, they're willing to listen. They're willing to listen. Right? But she's not coming out and saying nothing because it's a lot. Y'all, when you telling the truth, you don't have to sit there and wait a couple days. If me and you was kidnapped, like she said, by a white man with bald hair and red and everything, soon as I saw the police, it was a white man. You didn't have to wait. You gonna tell everything at the hospital. You gonna be in there. You gonna say everything, right? So I really just didn't understand, some of the people getting mad. So here's the next question that I have. I'm going to ask y'all some questions, right? Do y'all have compassion for Carlee? Now, what we don't know is what she went through, right? Do y'all have compassion for her? Any at all? Compassion that maybe she's young. Could this be a mental health episode? Frankie, I'm going to get into that too, Frankie. No, not really. No compassion, y'all. None at all. Trebo, tell me why you have compassion. If you do have compassion, why? Shirley Trent, compassion. Nurse Drea, tell me why you have compassion. Lisa Collingsworth, I feel sorry for her. If you do have compassion, tell me why. I understand the no's. But if you do have compassion, tell me why. She did too much research for a mental break. Ooh, Shawnee, you right, baby. I think she had a mental breakdown. Something was going on. Trebo, because you have 3 daughters. Trebo, if your 3 daughters did that, what would you do? They already said nothing to do with mental. She took a role from her job. Yes, we're going to get into all this. So we kind of back and forth on the compassion. Now, listen, she did. I don't know why listen, I'm not trying. Okay, let me not laugh. I don't know why Carlee went and said what she said. I don't want to get into it. Here's the next question that I have for y'all, right? So in Hoover, Alabama, right? I think I have some people from Hoover, Alabama. How is the community in Hoover, Alabama right now? Are y'all upset and angry? Or what's the environment like down there? I really wanted to know that. And if you are parents, here's the next question if you're not in Hoover. If you're parents, would you continue to support your daughter or would you publicly make a statement? Her parents came out and continued to lie. What are you doing as a parent? Okay, you're in Hoover. Y'all are angry. She needs help. I don't think she was high on nothing. She just came from work. She wasn't high. Jess, what kind of statement would you make? No, I wouldn't support it. In Yvette, what kind of statement would y'all make? I would tell her to confess now and we will help you. Thank you. Okay, angry. I can understand being angry. It's some bull crap. Thank y'all for the likes and sharing, y'all. We're going to get into this. We're definitely going to continue to get into this. Okay. So let me get into the parents real quick. A lot of people did the whole body language thing, but I'm not good at body language, but I listened to her mother's words. The interviewer asked her mother, does she really feel like she was kidnapped? And she said mentally she was fighting for her life. What that mean? What does mentally fighting for your life mean? You let everybody know right there. Girl, didn't nothing happen. She was scared to make a police report, so she tried to escape and get police attention. Elaborate on that. I don't know. Mean she's covering up. Exactly. Lisa Collingsworth, it made no sense. She lied. And you know what? The lie was so elaborate. This girl even left her phone, right? So here's another detail. I don't know if you were on the press conference or the news live. When she got home, Carlee had $107 in her sock. Okay? $107 in her sock when she got home. Now, I don't know about y'all, but what kind of kidnappers and abductors gonna give you money? Right? If the story is that they took you from the car, your purse, your phone, your Apple Watch, everything is gone. What kind of kidnapper is going to leave $107 in your sock? To all the people that are still like, oh, maybe. Why would they give you money and put it in your sock? Who were you with? Worship warrior. That's what I said. Who were you with? Who was helping you? So in her phone searches, guys, she looked, if you're just joining, welcome everybody. In her phone searches, she looked up how to steal money from a register without getting caught. They are assuming she stole the money from her job. She went and bought snacks. She drove to the side of the road and vanished. The snacks weren't even in the car. So she must have known she was going to need some snacks for the 49 hours that she was gone. She literally bought food for the time that she was missing. Michael has a good question. I like this question, Michael. Thank you. It says, Michael asks everybody, should she be financially responsible for the cost of the wild goose chase? You could hold her responsible, but would she actually be able to pay it? Right? And then at the end of the day, some people will say like police tax dollars are paid by by tax, our taxes and stuff. Everybody's saying yes, a percentage. Let me ask y'all this. Do y'all feel like this warrants jail time though? Like, is it just restitution that she should pay, or is it jail time as well? Yes, jail. Ooh. See, I wouldn't do jail. I would definitely make her, pay, though. Okay, for all the people saying jail, how long? Like, how long do you go to jail for doing something that got out of hand. Listen, I don't even think Carlee realized it would get this out of hand. Prison too tough. I don't think Carlee even knew that it would get this crazy. Like, she had no idea it would get this crazy. 3 to 5 years. Okay, 3 to 5. That's a little lenient because you can get off for good behavior. She'll only do a month. She'll get probation at best. 1 to 3 years. She committed theft. 5 years. Oh, wow. Okay. Baby, I don't want y'all to be my judge. Now I'm playing with y'all. Probation. Ooh, I like that. Probation, community service, and house arrest. Lisa Collinsworth, you are on it. Yes, ma'am. Probation and house arrest. Since you want to go missing, put the ankle monitor on. You got to stay home. We got to know where you at everywhere. And the community service will be at shelters and stuff for people that have actually been through stuff. So it'll make her realize you don't need to do that no more. You doing too much. Pay a fine. Take her nursing license away. I don't think she actually has it yet. I'm not sure about that. Her career reputation is gone. I don't know how she recovers from this, y'all. I have no idea how she recovers from this. So if you're just joining, I'm going to read some of the statements from the police. If you're just joining, thank you so much. If you've been here, I really appreciate you. Make sure you like the live. Okay, I'm going to go over her exact phone searches. If you're still on the fence whether Carlee is lying or not, here are her exact phone searches. I'm reading this from the police website, okay? On July 11, 7:30 a.m., she says, do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? That was her Google search. Remember, they got her phone because she left it behind. The police took it and searched it. On Thursday, July the 13th at 1:03 a.m., it says how to take money from a register without getting caught. Remember, she allegedly stole money from her job. On Thursday, July 13th at 2:13 a.m., Birmingham bus station. That means she was planning to go, y'all. On July 13th at 2:35 a.m., there was a search for a one-way ticket from Birmingham to Nashville. Girl. And then she searched the movie Taken. So she already looked at how to stage her, how to stage being taken, to leave everything behind. And she needed that money from the register for the bus ticket to go to Nashville. This is from the police. The police came out today and said, enough. Enough is enough. She lied, guys. She lied. No, it's not speculation. That is from the police website. They was on their Zoom earlier. Worship word, you said, but she's rich. I've seen people say she's rich. Why are people saying that she's rich? I hope it ain't because she drive a Mercedes. I know a lot of broke people with a Mercedes, baby. I hope that ain't it. Girl, the Mercedes Ash Cat, that's not rich. You know how many broke people drive luxury cars? Baby, a car mean more debt. That's that mean. Her parents are wealthy from understanding. Well, why? Hold on. See, I've seen people saying her parents are wealthy, but if her parents are wealthy, why are they not hiring a lawyer and having a lawyer speak for them? Y'all got money and so much common sense. Why don't y'all have a lawyer making statements for y'all? Because the statements y'all making not making no sense. Her parents can't be wealthy. Danielle says they might have a lawyer. Oh, they're lawyered up now. Too late. Y'all should have did that for y'all on that Today Show acting dumb. Now here's another question that I have for everybody. So they say she left the workplace with money and a robe. If you're gonna go missing, what reason would you need a robe? Did y'all find that peculiar? Oh, Aunt Jess says, and paper tissue. Yeah, toilet paper. Yeah, I'm country. You call it paper tissue. Toilet paper. Yes. And toilet paper. What did you like? A robe and toilet paper? Why? Where were you going? Oh, I like this. Miss E says so no one would notice her clothes. You know what? That's a good point, love. I didn't think about that. But my thing is, okay, so she went missing. She parked her car on the side of the road. She had to have somebody pick her up or be very near where everything was going on. Not in case you got to go to the bathroom outside. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I can't read the comments with the background. I'll have to make it darker next time. Sorry, y'all. I could see him, though. Her parents were paid $20,000 for an interview. I don't know about that. Now, listen, whoever took her, like, the day that y'all seen her parents live, Anaya Blanchard's mother live, y'all should have stopped the whole shebang. Like, why are y'all... It just made no sense to me. And listen, y'all, if she came out with a good reason, okay, everybody that didn't have no compassion, I asked earlier, did you have compassion? If this girl has a good reason for missing, say she really, even with the phone searches, say she was like, I really wanted to go missing, I was going to harm myself. Would that be good enough for y'all? What would be a good enough reason for her to have done this? Nikki Giovanni, I like that name. There's no good reason. She only came home because she was hungry. Stop. The girl is a known troublemaker. Is she? I didn't hear that. I heard she's a good child, actually. Someone pick her up, hit it, and drop back off. Listen, Anaya Blanchard's mom, y'all go send her so much love. Please send her so much love. Okay, I'm going to get back on my bullet points. Some of y'all have been here, but we got some new people in here asking about the race card. So I asked this question earlier. When this story first broke and she came home and people started questioning her, a lot of people said we only had questions because she is a black woman and people don't believe black women. I asked, and everybody can answer this whether you're white or not, do y'all feel like it was a race card? And as a black woman, I feel like people played the race card. And it had nothing to do with her race. Daddy said maybe if she feared for her life. But why would she have feared for her life? What could be going on? It had nothing to do with her race. People just looked at the facts of the case. It had nothing to do with her race. It could have been anyone. Yes, I'm going to let some of y'all come up. I see y'all requesting. Y'all don't feel like they play the race. Well, I mean on social media. So I don't mean like how they handled the case. No, I'm not meaning like that. I mean like the things you see on social media where people saying we couldn't question what was going on. We couldn't say anything negative. Like if you had a question like I asked, how did she show up at home on foot? That's all I asked. Like, what kidnappers drop you at home? And people were like, and you're a black woman? I'm like, well, yeah. Like people was going off. I'm like, wait. I see the Sheriff Papini. Listen, I talked about Sheriff Papini too. Thank you, because I don't believe I'm a racist and I wanted her dead. People are going. And you know what? Don't let nobody else make. Here's another critique that I got for talking about this case. They were like, well, did you really even care that she was gone if you're going to ask a question? Why can't two things be true at once? When people thought this girl was missing and they used a toddler to get her, everybody was concerned. And when she came home, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I like that you're here. And when she came from being home and we said, well, how did she get home? Why did that mean we didn't care initially? What made y'all say that? Thank you so much, Tink Girl. What made y'all say that? I didn't understand that whole thing. And so the other thing is like supporting all women. You know what? And all victims and stuff like that. That's why it makes people side-eye people when stuff like this happens, right? When stuff like this happens, it make you feel like, and listen, you might have some reserve about the next girl that goes missing because of this. That's the other side of this, guys. When another young girl goes missing, then you'll be like, girl, let me wait to post. And you don't want to do that, right? Or like people, I got so mad at people on here talking about, and because when it was Gabby Petito, girl, y'all did not compare this to no Gabby Petito when that girl came home on foot. You just had to use common sense and discernment. That's all you had to do. But people weren't using that. Y'all tried to compare this to Gabby Petito? Really? Really? I'm sorry, I'm getting on tonight, y'all. And I, you know what? I did a live on this and I said, I'm gonna wait till all the facts come out. The facts are out that she's lying. And y'all tried to compare all this stuff. Listen, if you scroll TikTok and listen to and to everybody in here, especially the black women in here, sometimes y'all have to listen. when you have trauma, and even other races, when you have trauma, sometimes you'll see things through your trauma. And what I mean by that is so many black women saw this through the eyes of a trauma of a black woman, of not being believed, of not being cared for. So when people just had a simple question, black women looked at it through their trauma. Oh, y'all ain't saying that because she black. No. Sometimes you got to take a step back, and it is not about race. People had a question because the stuff didn't add up, right? Think about the trauma that you've been through. Just like if you was in a relationship and you've been cheated on every relationship. When you get into the next relationship, if their character is a little, they do something you don't think is right, you're going to be like, oh, you cheating on me. You're looking at it through the eyes of trauma. And that's what so many people did in this case. Right? Looked at it through the eyes of trauma. You can't do that. And that's why I want my people as a community to do better sometimes when it comes to saying that it's race all the time. It's not race all the time, y'all, especially in this case. And I'm so mad in this case that we played the race card. Everything is not always about race. And now when it is, we're going to address it, we're going to call it out, and we're going to say what it is. But in this case, nobody saw Carlee race. You know why they didn't see Carlee race? Because her face was everywhere. This got national coverage for everything. And y'all still came on here and found a way to make it about race. And I don't like that. I don't. I'm sorry. As a black woman that has been through things, I sat here and was like, where y'all getting the race card from? Y'all, and then the people that were attacking people, you don't know what she's been through. Girl, she was on vacation. That's what she was. She was on vacation. That's it. On vacation. Worship. It's embarrassing. Thank you. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to us as a whole, because when there's really racial things that need to go on, how will people know that we're not just being dramatic again? We were dramatic in this case. And listen, one thing about me, y'all, I don't care what go on. Accountability is important. You have to take accountability for the things that you do. And in this case, every black woman that uploaded a video talking about we don't believe black women, everybody that was like, y'all are inconsiderate, you really didn't care. No, y'all need to go back to the drawing board and ask yourself why you didn't see the facts of the case and that this girl was lying. Everybody that thought people were crazy for questioning, you need to go log out, sit by yourself and say, dang, what did they see that I didn't see to realize that this case was funny from the jump? Right? All the people that were assessing that video, I don't know if y'all seen it on TikTok. Y'all, I'm chronically online sometime. I was looking, I was like, oh my God, a toddler, let me watch the video. I seen a video, girl, she was circling images in the video. You see the guy in a gray shirt and it had a car in front of her car? Baby, I blew that video up by 10 times. I said, well, what the heck? Y'all need to, something wrong with y'all, because y'all believed it from the jump, right? The only facts of the case is that she was missing. That's it. Other than that, nobody knew anything. And y'all sat there and saw a man in the video. This is the prime case that you can make yourself believe anything. You want to be delusional? You will be delusional. I mean, you had people uploading that video. I did an analysis of the Carlee case, and I saw a man. You can see a man dragging her in the woods. What man? Baby, I watched that video so many times. And listen, I'm blind. I got a thick prescription. My lenses are thick. My glasses cost $300 a piece, so I can't see. And I couldn't see nobody in there. Okay? And listen, here's another thing. And you said you're not embarrassed. Listen, I'm not personally embarrassed, but it's like secondhand embarrassment, right? To see the way some people put on about this case when this girl was lying. Beach said we all got involved to help a human being. No, and that's nothing's wrong with that. That's what I said. And you're probably just coming to hear. One thing that I said about the case is that the good thing that we can take from this whole thing, guys, even though I'm being critical, the whole thing that you can take from this is that humanity came together. Okay? Period. At the end of the day, yeah, Carlee lied. Yeah, all this. But at the end of the day, look how we came together. It didn't matter who was black, white. It didn't matter. We were all posting her. We all came together to get her home. That's the positive in this. If you felt like, man, I'm tired of people, humanity is done for. Let this case remind you that humanity is not done for, that we all came together for one common good, for a common good, right? We all came together as one in this moment. When we really thought this girl was on the side of the road, we were sharing, posting, and praying. I was praying. That shows you that there's still good in the world. We might disagree on a lot of stuff, politics, bull crap, dating. We might disagree on a lot of stuff, but when it comes to the really important stuff, look how we came together, right? And so two things can be true. So it can be true that we all came together. There's still faith in humanity. That's what I got from it, right? But at the same time, she still lied. Right? We can still criticize the case. My favorite things to tell people is that two things can be true at the same time. Humanity can be an awesome thing, and we saw it in this case. So don't if you didn't think about that, like, wow, we really did come together, think that's the positive here. The other positive, if you have any distrust in the police, look at how the police did their jobs in this case. They did their jobs in this case. Have a little faith in the police sometime when something happens. Just a little bit. I know how a lot of people feel about the police. Me too. But the Hoover, Alabama Police Department did a great job. Have a little faith in that. Let's bring out the positives. I said all that stuff. Have faith in that. Look at, and everybody's going through a hard time. Inflation be kicking our butts. I know it be kicking my ass, right? Look how many people put their money together and the resources that came from this situation. That should let you know it's out there for you. You get people to come together, you can move a mountain, right? It's so many positives that came from this. So many that I could look at, but we're still gonna critique it. We still gonna critique it. So remember, my karma favorite thing to say is two things can be true at one time, right? Two things can be true at one time. So, alrighty, I'm gonna start letting some people up. If y'all want to come up, please come up. I'm gonna let some people up, talk, say what you want to say real quick. Again, remember, just please be respectful. We're not gonna say bad things about her. We only talked about the facts. She did lie. That's a fact. It was a hoax. That's a fact. We gonna state facts. We're not gonna talk about craziness on here. I had to drop you if you talk about craziness. Okay, we're just gonna talk about what the police said. And all right, let me start bringing some of y'all up here. Thank y'all so much for being here. I really, really appreciate y'all. Don't forget to like and share the live. If I butcher y'all name, just correct me when I bring y'all up here. Fatima, I'm gonna bring you here. Hey,
Hi, thank you
how
so
are
much
you,
for
love?
having me.
Where are you from?
I am from New York. What about
Come
you?
on, New York. Come on.
How
How
you
are
doing
you?
today?
What are your thoughts on this case?
I have a few thoughts. So I think that as human beings, we want to be empathetic always, and we always try to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, like, we really have to look at the situation as a whole. Anyone with common sense would know that this thing was a joke from the start, based on like things not adding up. So if you would listen to her police car or her police call, it was
Yeah.
very clear she was not erratic. She was not concerned. She was very nonchalant. Took a couple
So
seconds to
calm.
answer. So calm. I know as a person, if I saw a child in the street, first off, I'm not staying in the car because I'm worried about that child running into the highway. Second,
Preach.
if you watch her parents on that interview, their body language was off. Her dad didn't want to say a word. If you know anything about family dynamics and psychology, you'll
Mm-hmm.
know that in most interviews, the father's always speaking. The mother is distraught. If my daughter went missing, I'm distraught. I'm not up on those interviews calm. I'm not doing none of that. So like, that stuff was all suspicious from the beginning. And then with the police statement today, it just said like this whole thing now makes sense. She lied when they trailed her, looked at the footage from the her grocery store visit, and they said
Yeah.
she bought Cheez-Its and something else, and then she go and tell the police that they fed her cheese crackers. Like, come on,
Girl, they
let's
fed you
use
your own
our
cheeses?
context clues. Exactly.
Like,
Like,
what abductor let you buy your own food?
exactly. And I just think that a lot of people are playing the race thing. I've been on lives, people telling me, you white, get out of here. First off, I'm not white. But even if I was, if I'm pointing out facts and you
Come
don't
on.
like that, that's your opinion. But in no way is someone calling a spade being racist. And it's
Not at
embarrassing
all.
because, and it's sad because all these resources were allocated. A lot of these, almost every resource was allocated. And just up in Michigan, or no, Ohio, some girl was missing for 3 days and she was found dead. Instead of
Oh,
using those
wow.
resources to find someone that's actually missing, resources were wasted on her and her little game that she's playing. And her, even her neighbor got on here and was telling people that she basically was a trouble, like she just beat up her mom a couple days ago. The police didn't release that before she went missing. They said that she spray painted her so basically that boy that said he was her boyfriend,
Yeah.
basically he had broken up with her right before, and she had just spray painted his new girl's car. So like these are all
Wait.
context clues.
Where are you getting that information from? I didn't. That
She,
wasn't in the police
her
conference.
neighbor, yup, her neighbor's on. They're literally looking into it right now. Her neighbor, her name is DMX RR. Yep. If you look at the comments, people are on the same live as me. She was on here saying, her live cut out a couple times because she was worried that people were gonna find out. But basically, the cops sooner or later are gonna release the whole thing as a whole. They're trying to be as respectful as possible. But
Okay.
this girl, her friends were on Twitter saying, "Come home, you're lying." She's done this before. In undergrad, this girl has done this before where she
What?
went missing. Yep. So these are habitual things that she's been doing. She's been knowing to lie. She's been knowing to go missing for boys. Like, we were all teenagers once. We've all said, we've all been friends with somebody that said they're gonna kill themselves, bluffing. She thought her going missing was gonna get him to come back. That's why she did all that research, but she was Googling all that stuff, talking about some Amber Alert, Taken. She was trying to make it look good so that this boy could come back. That's really what it comes down to. She's a 25-year-old that's immature. She's acting like she's 16, and her family is enabling her. Because when her mom got beat up, her police came, she sent them away. Her neighbors were all there for that. So it's bigger than what we're seeing. We're just seeing a bigger, like basically one of her lies just got blown up because we cared, because we're humans, and we see somebody from one of our communities go missing, and it just all makes sense now. Like, it didn't for a while because we were like, why would she do this? But if you're listening to the neighbors, if you're watching her friends' Twitters, and a lot of people go on here and talk just to talk and say things that
Right. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, how do we know they're the neighbors and the friends? I'm not saying it's not true,
These
but what
people
I
are
just went
dropping.
on was the police report. I ain't hearing none of this.
Address. There's people are dropping their address on Twitter, showing pictures of news people out there. If you go on Twitter and look up her name and look at stuff from 3-4 days ago, it will literally say that this girl's auntie, I guess there's people in the comments saying this girl's auntie was unalive. Like, people are like, the truth
You
is
know what?
slowly
Let me tell you this. So one, I definitely respect everything that you're saying. I don't want to make it come off and seem like that. But the only certain things that people will do, and you have to be careful, and we can learn this from it. And I'm not saying none of that is true. If it come out that is true, it's true. But one thing that I will never listen to is somebody was like, "Oh, that's my friend, I know this," because people that's loose based, right? The neighbor, unless we in that town and we know that's their neighbor, we can't say that. I don't know that she beat up her mom. I don't know none of that. Only thing
the neighbors have it on Ring. They got it
but
on.
how do we know those her neighbors though? And see, I'm not
They
coming at
posted
you.
pictures.
I'm just
No,
saying,
I
how do we
understand.
know that's her? Because let me tell you this. When I was in my other live, there was a lady that popped up, like, I got you up here. She was like, I'm related to her. I said, well, how are you related? That's my cousin. I said, okay, as the family, why are you on lives watching? Do you want to make a statement? She dropped off. Right.
Exactly.
So
no, people do that, and you got to take things with a grain of salt.
right,
But
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So all this stuff about this is my thing. And if she had beat up her mom and all this, I just, we just can't verify that. That's just what I'm saying. Right now it's hearsay. Because let me tell you this, Fatima, I hope I'm saying your name right. One thing that you have to understand, I like this, like, crime stuff. What you're saying is hearsay. It would never hold up in court. So if they never come, those actual people never come out and testify and say, yes, this is what happened, it's hearsay, and it don't hold weight. Now, what the police said today, hold weight. And he said that they were going to come back with more facts. That's what he said. And let me tell you something. If he come back and say she beat up her mama and she did this to the car, and it's true, we're going to be back on the live and we're going to say, girl, Fatima girl, yes. But right now it's hearsay, so it's just like, I can't really, I can't go on that. You know, and I hope, and from what they were reporting is that she's a good girl. I didn't hear all this. Now I seen the Facebook post. Y'all, Facebook is trash. Don't believe them statuses. Okay? They trash. So what I want to challenge you, Fatima, is just take it with a grain of salt, right? Carlee is wrong. It's gonna be so easy to believe things that people say about her, but until it comes from a police or a news source, just be careful in believing it, right? And I'm not saying that it's not true. But what I'm saying is somebody could come to you and tell me, "Oh, I'm a friend of Karma. You know she killed people." You be like, "That bitch is crazy. You her friend? You know that about her?" You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So all them people on Twitter, I'm telling you, people will make a fake page. They'll have 10,000 followers, change their picture from somebody in the neighborhood and swear they Carlee
Absolutely.
friend. People are
Absolutely.
weird, you know?
It's like when somebody died and everybody claims that they cousin. It's the
Yeah,
same kind of
it's
situation.
the same principle. So with all that you said, I listen. I done wrote it down, girl, because we're gonna talk about it in the next Zoom. So let me ask you this. I don't know if you answered this in the comments. They kind of scrolling fast. Do you have compassion for her at all? I want you to take out what maybe people have said about her. Do you find any compassion for her at all? Like you said, we've all been young. I've been 22. I've been 25. And when you're 22 and stuff and you're young, you do dumb stuff. Can you have
I
any
absolutely,
compassion?
I'm a human being, and if that was my sister and she did that, I'm a feel bad for her because it's like, girl, you just embarrassed the whole family. Why would you do that? This is gonna, I have compassion from a sense that I'm a human being, and I know that people go through stuff. And let's say she has attachment issues, and she had attachment issues to this boy, and to get him back, she did this whole hoax thinking that, oh, he's gonna come back to me. That's where I have compassion because people do things for irrational reasons sometimes. It's not
Yeah.
our place to judge them for that. But at the same time, while having compassion, you gotta be compassionate enough to know that this girl needs some help and she needs to be held accountable. Because what we're not gonna do as a community is sit here and pray for her and hope that she comes back and then just let her come back like nothing happened. Like her and her family need to be held accountable. All those people that raised money to try to find her, all the people that was walking the streets trying to find her, they need an apology. There needs to be accountability. This is not gonna be a whole situation where she's gonna disappear and then come back after a couple years like, oh, she had mental health issues. Well, yeah, it's very clear because you're not gonna make up these delusional stories and make up this whole like, oh, I saw a baby on the street and they fed me Cheez-Its and painted my nails. Like, you're not gonna make up this whole story and just come back like it's all good. If she's a
Right.
church member, if she's a church and she was a part of my church or my mosque, that girl's not coming back to the church. Her family's not coming back because you need to be held accountable for your actions. God's gonna forgive
Not
you,
y'all kicking
but
her
I'm
out of
not.
church. She need Jesus the most.
Oh no, God gonna forgive her, but I'm not, because I didn't just donate
Girl,
and
y'all
pray.
can't be kicking nobody out of church now, Fatima girl.
Look, I'm just saying, like, if I embarrass if I embarrass my community in that way, like, people, what they used to do back in the day is if somebody did something that was so not even irrational, but somebody did something that embarrassing and that foul, they shun them. It's You shun them because they contributed to hurt in the community. Now, had this girl really been hurt, the community really would have been hurt. We would have been sick to our stomachs because we were sick to our stomachs when she went missing. So you're telling me you can just come back to church, come back to the community like nothing happened?
Listen,
Absolutely.
but okay, so she can make an apology and everything, but kicking her out of church, like that's when the church needs to surround her more. Because listen, one thing if you know about going to church is that we don't fight with flesh and blood, right? Flesh and blood would be
Absolutely.
shunning her. We fight in the spirit. So what she would do, don't let me get churchy on here. What she would do at church is you would pray even harder because you know something's going on with her. Okay, so that's what I would say. But I definitely understand she should make an apology. There does need to be some kind of accountability. I think legally as well. Some people mention like community service, probation, and house arrest. I think house
Accountability.
arrest would be absolutely perfect because you known to go missing, so you need to be home at a certain time and on probation and checking in with people, and your community service needs to be with actual victims. That's what I think. Fatima, before you go, let everybody know where they can follow you at. Thank you so much for coming up.
You can follow me right here on TikTok, Instagram, same handle. It was nice being on here. Thank you for giving me the chance, and
Sure.
I wish you the best and good luck with these crazies out
Thank,
here.
sure. Thank you. Have a great week.
You too. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye. All righty, y'all. Give it up for Fatima. She talked her stuff, so I'm going to bring some more people up, y'all. Jess, I hope you're still on here. I'm going to bring Jess up real quick. Let's see if she's still here, y'all. Let me get into some of these comments. Hey, Jess.
What's going on?
What's
What's
going
going
on,
on?
girl? Talk to me. What you got?
Girl. Woo. Well, I saw the
Thank you,
press
Beach
conference.
Gypsy.
I sat through the conference, listened to each and every piece of the conference, and I come to the conclusion that this young lady definitely needs something. On
Okay.
top of that, I have compassion, but you're gonna have to let me know what happened because I'm not just gonna let you roll. I'm not gonna let you just roll out there like nothing happened. Everyone put in work. Okay. I am so proud of everybody that put in work with
Absolutely.
putting it out there, with letting it be known, letting everybody know what was going on. Okay. This has nothing to do with race. That's another thing that is pissing me off because people are putting on so much stuff about race. This has nothing to do with race because it could have happened to any one of us. Okay.
Yep.
Any one of
Yep.
us could have gone through this. Okay. So for anybody to be saying that it's about race, about black, white, no, it's not. Okay. Because
It's
her whole entire community is of white folks. Okay. On top of that, with the confirmation that she gave for everything that was accounted for and with the things that she said and she spoke about on the 911 call, she was very um she wasn't hyper. She didn't it didn't sound like she was concerned about this so-called child walking. And these are the words that the mayor said. The mayor said a 6 football field lane. Okay, this is
that's
a
what he
whole
said.
6 football fields. Now, any of us that have children, because I have a child, who knows that a child is not going to walk into the street or a highway? Children they love lights. Children love lights, so children are going to try to go into the traffic. So
So,
yeah,
Jess,
there's a lot of things that it just says that she's a lie.
just real quick,
It's sad.
let me explain the 6 football fields for y'all. So
Yeah.
basically, what the police were saying is when her car traveled to stop for the toddler, it
Uh huh.
traveled 6 football fields before she stopped. When she turned on the
Yep.
lights, it was 6 football fields. It might not look like it on the camera because we're just looking at it from the camera. It was
Exactly.
6 football fields. A toddler cannot run 6 football fields, right?
That's right.
That's
That's
not going to
correct.
make sense. So that's what she's talking about, the 6 football fields. Go ahead, Jess.
Hmm. So it's just crazy to me how now, because I've been on other platforms, now everybody's trying to retract what they're trying to say. No, it is logic. I spoke about this earlier right after the press conference, I went live on my platform, Unchained Family One, okay? And I put it in as logic. Logically speaking, if you're looking at the whole entire picture, it is not black and white. It is black and white and everything around. And I say it again because people just think that it's black and white. You can't think about it like that. From the very beginning, it was fishy. From now, everybody is now retracting what they retracting what they said because they know they're wrong. You
Girl,
know
they
what I
so
mean?
wrong.
They are
They
so
so wrong.
wrong.
Listen, in my live, the one I did before this one, Jess, I go live a couple of times a week. If you're new here, I go live on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So I went live
Uh-huh.
and I had so many women come attacking me. Like they were like,
Yes,
can you call yourself a black woman?
yes,
Look at you tearing her down. I'm like, y'all, as I'm conducting this live, y'all see how respectful I talk about the whole situation. It was
yes.
the same thing. I
I'm
never
the
said
same
nothing
way.
disrespectful. I never said, and I got attacked so much, girl. One girl came here and called me big bad girl.
What?
Girl, they was going crazy. I
They
said,
are they are
Lord.
in their feelings. They're in their feelings because they think it's about only them. That's not the way it goes. We have so many people going missing. We got indigenous people going missing. We got, I mean, people of color going missing. But you cannot. One thing I'm gonna say is that we cannot blame everybody else for this Carlee Russell situation. Okay, this was her, and might have been somebody else that was in it with her. Okay,
Oh,
but you're not going to
absolutely.
tell me you're going to rob from your job. You're going to take a robe. You're going to take a roll of toilet tissue and a bunch of other stuff, and you trying to get away. There was so many ways of doing it, huh? You weren't thinking logically, okay? And we think logically. We think, okay, something's wrong here.
So when
We
she
see it
showed up
from the
on
very
foot,
beginning.
when she showed up on foot, when she showed up at home on foot, I
Yeah.
said, she would have did better standing outside of some restaurant saying, "I'm Carlee, help me."
Thank you.
And maybe
Thank
it would have
you.
been better. But the fact that she went home,
Uh-huh.
that's where it got fishy. Now, just let me
Yeah.
ask you this.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you're a parent. You said that you're a parent.
Uh-huh.
Her parents essentially have been standing by her. Her mother came and said she was mentally fighting for her life. As a parent, your child does the same thing. What do you do as a parent? How do you
Well,
handle it?
this is how I would handle mine. And me and my husband already had this conversation, and we agree on it. The way I would have done it, I would have grabbed my child. I would have been crying. I would have been kissing. I would have been hugging. I would have been, baby, oh my God, you don't know how much we've been looking for you. We love you so much. But then I'm going in. Where the heck were you at? For 48 hours, we were looking for you. Then I'm going to go in. Her daddy going to go in. Okay? A lot of people were saying, "Oh, well, that's the way that you." I don't know how you would do that. I don't know how you could do oh, have no compassion. No, that's not having compassion. That's
Right.
being logical. That is being logical. Having logic to be able to ask those questions because a lot of these kids don't come home. These kids are getting taken. They're getting trafficked. A lot of these kids are going through things, and we worried about this one girl. This other little girl her mother was out there looking for her too. The little girl in Birmingham too. The little girl that came out alive.
What was her
The,
name?
and Naeli, I think it was. And her
Now
mother
I'm
was
trying to
looking for
change the background for y'all. Hold
Carlee
on,
Russell
y'all.
too.
Really?
She was looking for Carlee too while she was looking for her own unalive child. Okay, this is what pisses me off because guess what? While we looking for you, Carlee Russell, guess what? This other little girl is unalived. Huh? Now I think that's a backslap to the mother that was looking for your own child. Okay?
Right.
You just black slap. And then another thing, the whole situation with the parents. That press conference, that little interview that they had let me tell you something. The father said a whole lot with his body language. Okay? When they come out and test that body language, because they do that, they test everybody that goes through an interrogation. That is a test to see if they're lying or not. The father spoke volumes to me last night. The mother has the upper hand. Okay? I wouldn't be surprised if she's the one whooping his butt. Okay, so guess what? That man sat there through that whole entire interview and didn't know where the hell to put his head. Okay, because he was going back and forth like, ooh, damn, and she's the one talking. Okay, just like somebody said earlier, the fathers are usually the ones speaking when it comes down to their kids because they're
Yes.
so on it. But the mother was talking. Come on now,
Yes.
the mother's distraught. The mother's
Yes.
distraught.
Just hold down my live
Yes,
real quick.
ma'am.
I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna change this
All right,
background for a minute.
yeah,
Hold it down. Read the comments.
I will. That father looked like he wanted to jump off the. Yup, he sure did. Yes, I'm from Jersey. I'm from Jersey. Yo, guys, follow everybody. Follow everybody. You're good. Follow her. Follow me on Unchained Family. Jess on Unchained Family. The Logic Room. Yes, the father was. Yes, he was. He was very embarrassed. You could tell. I mean, again, you have to be logical. Yes, I am. I'm Puerto Rican. You have to be logical, and this is why I opened the floor up for logic. Logic with Jess because now it's we can't just sit here and let this chick take over the way she's taken over. The world is about Carlee Russell, and now that the world knows that she is who she is, it's just besides what everybody else has been thinking. Now everybody else that has been thinking the way, having her back and everything, now they're reframing from that. Now they're retracting it because they know that there's something wrong there. Okay, I think they know now and they are very embarrassed. They are very embarrassed. I'm not scared to say nothing about nobody because let me tell you, I've gone through some things as well. I speak on it on my platform. You know what I mean? There ain't no way this society, the way that it's gonna work itself out now when it comes up, she's going to do time. She is going to do because the way they do it, they are going to make her an object now of not doing what she did. Okay, and they're not going to tolerate this from other people. Exactly. No evidence of the toddler. Exactly. We've been talking about that all this time. Yup. It's crazy. I know the parents would have been, yeah, they're embarrassed. The father spoke volumes. He spoke volumes yesterday when they were doing that interview. If anybody wants to go watch the interview, it's on al.com.
Is
It's
that
on
better,
there. It's up
guys,
on update.
for the
Update
comments?
Carlee Russell.
Sorry, I'm back, y'all. Is that better for the comments? I'm sorry, y'all. I had
Yeah,
a light
definitely.
background. Is it better?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So
Um,
I'm sorry, y'all. I had to go change the background real quick. Listen, there was no evidence of the toddler, and I said this earlier, guys.
no.
Let me tell you what she said about this toddler, and we should have known. We
Yeah.
should have known that it was wrong when she said the toddler was a white toddler in a
Uh-huh.
white shirt and a
Uh-huh.
diaper. That's
Uh-huh.
when we should have, like, when the police even heard that. You know how many cars would have pulled over for a little white boy on the
Exactly.
side of the road walking?
Yep. Yep.
And if you listen to the 911 call, she's making it up as she go, right? So they say, is it a boy or a girl? She was like, a male. What is he wearing? A
Uh,
shirt. What
uh,
color?
uh.
White. Does he have? She was like, I don't think he has on any pants. And when they asked her, are you with the toddler? No, I didn't get out the car. Like Jess said, we gonna get out that car and be, come here, baby. Where you at? Where
Damn right.
you at? What's
Daggone
going
right.
on? Because they gonna run into the road.
That's right. Children are very susceptible to lights and stuff. They like shiny things. You got to think about it like that too. Children are like that. You know what I mean? So that whole thing. I mean, again, she needs to be held accountable. I heard on another live last night. Oh, it doesn't matter if she comes out. No, it does matter. You know why? Because we put so much work into this. So we now know that we can all work together when it comes to situations like this, and not have to be worried about the police looking for somebody or anything. We can work together to find these people. You know what I
Right.
mean? And at
Right,
the
right,
same
right.
time, stop saying that it's all about the race card, because I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of hearing that. Y'all have your own opinion, but guess what? The truth always comes through. The truth always comes out, okay? And at the same time, salt looks like sugar, okay? So if it looks the same, it don't mean it tastes the same,
Come on.
okay?
Come
So
on.
she needs to be held accountable. I have all compassion for her,
Hmm.
but I also have compassion for the mother that just lost her child. Okay? I think I have more compassion for the mother that lost her child because I have a child. Okay? And
Y'all,
if my child went missing,
Jess is Puerto Rican. She not yelling. That's just how they talk. My best friend's
yeah, that's
Puerto
how I
Rican,
talk.
y'all. That's just how they talk. She's not yelling. So Jess, shout out. Go ahead and shout out. Let me bring some other people up. Go ahead and shout out your page and where they can find you.
Y'all can find me on Just Unchained Family #1, and I mean I'll be on there every afternoon sometimes, and we be just talking about all types of different topics. A bunch of topics are about to come out, and we are going to be on it. I get updated all the time. People send me stuff every single day, so I'll be on it.
Oh yeah, and Jess
And
be on
sorry
there
for the
walking.
yelling.
I'm
I'm
gonna be on there
sorry. I'm
walking
just
too.
Jersey bound.
Okay, that's it. Just Jersey bound in Puerto Rican. She got it double, y'all. She's literally not yelling. That's just how they talk.
Yes. Thank you so
Yes,
much for having me on the panel. You
no
you guys are
problem.
great.
Thank you. Have a good week. I'll talk to you soon, Jess.
All right, hon.
All
Thank
right, boo.
you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna keep bringing y'all up. If you want to come up and speak, please come up and speak. Don't be scared. If you never been on a live and you never spoke, it don't matter. Come up and say what you got to say. We're gonna bring some more people up. Thank y'all for patiently waiting. Y'all, I don't do people with no profile pics. If you don't got a profile pic, you're not coming up here. I'm sorry. You got to look like a person, okay? We don't need no trolls coming up here. So if you just joined the live, y'all, welcome. My name is Your Good Karma. I come live, or I go on live every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Listen, today we've been talking about Carlee Russell and just the updates. If you're just getting here, here are some of the brief updates. I don't know if y'all, did y'all watch the press conference? Manny, you said, okay, y'all just changed it. Let me see what y'all changed it to. Let me see, because we ain't getting no fools up here. All right, Mr. BP 210, you've been up here a while. I'm telling you, I'ma block you if you're crazy now. So what did y'all think about the press conference, guys? What did y'all think when the press conference came out? Hey, Chelsea, you've been here a little bit. Hey, girl. What did y'all think about the press conference? Mr. BP, you can go ahead. What's up? What you got?
Yeah, so thanks for letting me on.
Sure, hey.
So I was one of the first people, I would say, to call BS on this whole story. And like you, I've been getting like a lot of people cussing me out and saying, "Oh, you know, it's because she's a black woman. You must hate black women."
I
And
got it
you
too.
know,
And you know what?
I
That
got so
shocked me. You know what? I cannot believe I had so many women like attack me that way. Like they attacked me so much. I got off and said, "Damn, did I do the wrong thing? Did I ask the wrong question?"
yeah,
So when did you feel like it was a hoax? I can't lie. Initially, I was like, "Man, that girl is really missing." So when did you feel like something was wrong?
well, yeah, well, there's two parts. So there's a initial, and then what really just pushed it over. So yeah, so you hear she's missing, right? And then you
Right?
hear there's a toddler. Maybe they lured her as bait. They use the toddler as bait to lure somebody, and like you're just like you get sick to your stomach, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then so the next thing I heard about it was they released the video, and then when I saw that video, like so many red flags popped up, and it's like the first thing was how she was already on the shoulder when it cuts in, when you see it come in view, her
Yeah.
car come in view, she's already on the shoulder and she has a hazard lights on or whatever. So I'm like, how can you be driving on the shoulder for that long? Like
With a toddler,
if
when
you
you
if you
seen a toddler. Now,
right.
let me tell you what I thought about that. So I had that same question, but y'all, this is what I thought. So when I seen the video of her driving so long, I was like, okay, what if she saw the toddler, she exited and came back around and went to the exact spot? See, I was trying to make it fit because I too was like, why would she drive that long if she saw a toddler? Like, where the
Yeah.
toddler supposed to be? So
Well,
what I came up in my mind, because I wanted to believe it, I'm being honest. I was like, okay, so she must have saw the toddler, got off, and came back around. That's what I thought.
yeah, so for me I ruled that out immediately because the police got there in 5 minutes. So you're telling me she saw the toddler, she was able to go to the next exit, which probably took her a few minutes, and then she called the police, and then she had a conversation with police, and then she talked to her cousin. All that time, you know what I'm saying? Like that does to me that doesn't fit. Like in
Well,
the
we
time
don't know.
frame
See,
that
we didn't
how
know when she
fast.
called. You see what I'm saying? We didn't know the exact details of when she called. Like we didn't know how long the 911 call was. You see what I'm saying? We didn't know any of that. So I was trying to make it make sense. I'm not gonna lie to you. Listen, the
Yeah,
cheesy
yeah,
profile is funny. I can't lie. Go ahead, Mr.
but
BP.
but but I think the police would have called it out immediately because the timestamps, because they would have been able to connect the timestamps with the 911 call and the camera, and see, did she turn around first? And they probably would have brought up to me. I was like, okay, maybe they'll bring up other footage of her turning around, on the other side, and since they didn't do that, to me that seemed like, nah, she didn't turn around, you know. So because they have the timestamps to correlate those, you know what I mean? So
So
I mean,
what else about it made it fishy for you?
well, that's two of them right there, and then the other one was that at first I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't see, and I don't like watching videos that are pixelated and, oh well, I see this, I see, people like they like to lie to themselves and give themselves confirmation bias, like, oh no, I see this. No, you don't. It's a pixelated video, right?
Hmm.
So, but then I kept looking, and there were some videos that were enhanced already. And I know, and I work with, like, I do like stuff using AI and stuff. So I know people can do that. And somebody did it. So they enhanced it with AI, right? So they brightened it up
I saw that
and
video.
yeah, see, and then they zoomed it in. And then so I'm seeing that it looks like she gets out of her car. I mean, she gets out of her driver's side. She goes around to the back, and then you see her go to the passenger side for whatever, for like a
For
minute or
them
so,
snacks
right?
she bought. For them snacks she bought.
Yeah, that's what
Hashtag thank you for hanging.
she went to grab them snacks to go in the woods and build a campfire.
I
she
think,
she
listen, I
and,
think she went to a hotel because, listen, why did she steal money from work? She knew she was going to be leaving. So I think she went to a cash only hotel. I swear.
yeah,
That's
she
what I
might have
think.
did that, and she, maybe she didn't want a paper trail, but I wonder if she used cash for the food too. But you know,
Oh yeah, while she was gone. Let me ask you this, Mr. BP. So you said from the beginning that you felt like something was wrong with it. And I think a lot of people kind of were like, wait, what? Especially not being able to see the video. Listen, I seen all the crazy people swear they saw a car in front of her car. They saw somebody grab her. Somebody said you could see the toddler head. Like I seen so much, and I was like, I know I'm blind, but I don't see anything. So let me ask you this. You knew that it was initially, you was like, okay, something funny. When she came home and you realized it was something funny, what did you think about the things that you saw on social media about the case? How did you feel about everybody like blowing it up and really falling for it?
yeah, I mean, that was, you know, like initially when I saw it on social media, I was like, you know, I think we have a chance to actually make this, you know, actually national headline news, because you can't name any black woman who's ever got any coverage like that. So initially I was like, you know, really optimistic about it. And I know you saw that dude, he pretended to be her brother, right?
Oh, wait,
Did
let's
you
talk
see that?
about that real quick. That guy with the dreads. Did y'all see that video that got like 6 million views where he was like, my sister is missing? And people were like,
Yeah,
oh my God, we praying for you. And that was not his sister. He don't know her at all. Talking about that's his sister in Christ. You got to be careful with stuff like that. That was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I mean, and someone said he got 70,000 followers from that. So he was clout chasing, talking about, oh, that's my sister. And, you know, it's like, I mean, come on, like you can't do that. You can't just say, oh, that's my sister. Like,
And you know the
and
weird part about that, Mr. BP, at the time, she was still missing. So, like,
right.
what? Now, some people will say, well, he used his platform and he got it out, but no, it's all about his
Yeah, I
wording.
mean, you're right, and to me, he was clout chasing. It wasn't like, oh, you know, he was doing it for a noble cause, and he was clout chasing because if you look at his videos, like he's always trying to go viral and get followers, and you know, I hate to say it, but yeah, he was clout chasing. You know, and he should have, and what he should have did is, you know, when he saw it blow up, he should have immediately came out with another video and say, and explain himself more and say, you know, what I did was, you know, to try to blow it up, and you know, so I apologize, but he didn't do that. What did he do? He blocked people, he deleted the video, and then he made a new video. Then he, oh, my sister in Christ, and then he turned the comments off.
Of
Like
course he did.
yeah, if you were well meaning, you would explain yourself, you would be transparent, you would not block people, and you know, you wouldn't do that. So he had that guilt, so he didn't want to see that on his page, so he was blocking people.
And
So
listen,
that tells me he wasn't genuine.
and here's the thing with clout chasing and content creation and stuff like that. If you're a content creator just like me, I'm a content creator. You can create content and you could do it in a tasteful way. There was nothing wrong with that boy going up and saying, y'all, we need to look for Carlee. We need to do this. He was very intentional about him saying that that was his sister. Because at the time, everybody's posting to just find her. He was very out of line. And I think when people do stuff like that, they need to be banned from social media because that was crazy. You probably got money off that video and all that other kind of stuff, and that girl was still missing. And so some people might be saying, but y'all all create content for likes and stuff, but we don't sit here and lie. Like you could do a discussion forum like we doing right here. You didn't have to get up there and lie. Like it was just, thank you, Dominic. It was just very intentional. So, Mr. BP, we're going to go down this list. What about the race card? We kind of touched on that a little bit about the black women and, you know, them saying it was a race. But how did you feel about when you seen people turn into a race issue, even after she went viral nationally?
Yes, yes. It's. I mean, like I said, I mean, it does a disservice to us if we're just gonna sit here and use a race card on this because you know it's not about. It wasn't about race. I mean, we can say that yes, that black women don't get the coverage, but to say that oh she's lying, you don't believe a black woman, or now people are saying they're lying on her because she's black. They want to make her look bad. Everybody knows Alabama's racist and those police are racist, and
Oh, child, I know they
then
went too far with that one. I didn't see
I
them
mean
saying all that. And listen, the
well,
police actually did a great job. I don't know if y'all was here earlier when I told everybody, listen, you might not have faith in the police and people can understand why it don't matter your color. You probably side out of police a little bit, okay? But in this case, they did everything that they were supposed to do. They got the FBI involved. They did everything they were supposed to do for that family, only for that family to shun them when it came time to really tell the truth. And even when they shunned the police, they gave the family grace. They told them, look, y'all take some time. They knew the truth. They seen the searches in her phone already, y'all. When she came back, them police knew the truth.
Yeah.
They gave her grace. They still waited days. They gave her
Yeah.
days to come forward and say, be accountable and say what happened. They still shunned the police.
And
So if people were sitting there saying, oh, they racist and all that, they are wrong for that. That
yeah.
police department took the heat for days. For days
Yeah.
for that family. For that
Yeah.
family to still turn their back on them. Come on now.
Yeah. And really, to me, back to the, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit, back to the video. Another thing about the video, the last thing I would say is that, to me, the fact that they released the video that fast, because remember how fast that was, and then everything else was slow as hell. We got the video quick as hell, but did we hear anything about a kid over the weekend?
We sure didn't.
Did we get any kind of bolo? No.
We sure did.
So
Nothing.
to me, that tells me that they knew what she did, and they said, like, girl, here's the video. We know what you did.
So you think they
just
tried to
go
make her
ahead.
come forward with the video? You know
Right?
what? Police are
Yeah.
smart. Come on, I ain't think about that.
Because I guarantee you, she didn't think about that camera when she
Nah.
did what she did. She didn't think about that camera, so I think they wanted to put it out there as fast as possible so she could see the news and see, like, damn, I'm caught. So that way she could have already, so she could just fess up as quick as possible, because the longer you wait, of course more things could happen, and they probably didn't want her to hurt herself and do, like, girl, just come out. We
Just
saw the
come out.
video.
Yeah. Now, let me tell you something. I didn't think of the police putting out that video to make her come back. And see, let me tell you, because social media is crazy. They put out the video for her to come back. But see, she probably still thought away, because you seen social media swear they saw stuff in the video like some dummies. Not to call people dumb, but I'm just saying. They swear they saw a kid, a man, another car. People swear they saw all this other kind of stuff. So she probably still thought like, oh, I'm getting away with it. So that tactic actually didn't work.
Yeah. So, I mean, she was probably still going crazy trying to think of how to come up with it. She had to sit down and think about this bald. I mean, not what was it? An orange hair
She
man
said
with
that
a
her
bald
kidnapper,
spot.
for y'all that don't know, her kidnapper was a white man with red hair with a bald spot. I still,
Like, she had to been sitting there, like, writing that down or something, because how can you, like, how do you come up with that?
I don't know how you come up with that. Let me tell you what else I don't understand. Why, like, okay, if you set up, if you went missing, you did these searches on your phone and all that, what is the money doing in your sock? Like, where were you? Like, I understand she left her purse and stuff at home, but why are you still holding on to the money? That's the part my mind is not, something is not registering in my brain.
Because she had to pay the Uber.
You can't pay Uber in cash, can you?
When they got her Uber, I don't know.
I don't think you pay the Uber in cash. But my
Yeah,
thing
can you?
is, she had to be using the money for something for it to be in her sock to come home. That's what I'm saying. Like, why was the money in your sock, ma'am?
Yeah,
Like, it just made no sense.
She probably had it. I mean, we know why she had it, so she can pay for the cash hotels and then probably get that bus ticket. But yeah, why did she keep it?
Why did she keep it when she came home?
I mean,
right?
so remember I told you there was two parts where I knew, like, for me, like I said, it was the video, and then just like, what you said, when she walked home on foot.
Come on.
I was done. I was like, nah,
it's over with. As soon as that's when I said, when I read the article, CNN had the article, Carlee Russell, home on foot or something like that, walked to her parents' house. I said, hold on, wait now, hold on. If you're abducted, this is how you know she didn't really think this through, and she didn't think it would get this big. If you're abducted, they're not letting you walk home. And if you're really abducted and this man took you and this woman took you with a bald head and 18-wheeler in a strange house, soon as they drop you, wherever they drop you, you gonna knock on the door. Help me, I'm Carlee Russell. Now, I'm being too, I ain't never been kidnapped. Lord, please don't let it happen to me. But if they drop me anywhere, I'm flagging the first person.
Exactly.
Please help me. I'm Carlee. I'm missing. They took me. Why would you walk all the way home? And
Yeah.
so when I'm ready for them to release Mr. BP, I am ready for them to release all of the footage because they're probably soliciting ring cameras because she was walking. So there's cameras everywhere. They're gonna be able to show where she walked from, who dropped her off. Now, do you think she was with somebody? Was somebody hiding her? Or do you think it was all alone? Because remember, she didn't even have a phone. The police had her phone.
To me, I think she was, but if you go with, if you go with the rumors, then she was with the side dude, but um, you know, but then she wanted to buy tickets to Nashville, so I don't know, I don't know about that one, but
And like, who the heck does she know in freaking Nashville?
back to what you said about
I'm sorry, I was killing the bug.
you said when they don't drop you off, right? So
No.
people's justification for that was, well, the trafficker, they saw her, the story getting so big, so they said, oh no, we just gonna give her up because she's not worth. Now, what kind of trafficker have you heard of doing that?
Now, Mr.
Don't do it.
BP, you might judge me, but before I came up with this girl lying, when they first when they first said she walked home, I said something not right. But that thought did cross my mind, like maybe they got so scared that they just let her go, but they're not gonna let her go near her home. They wouldn't know where she lived. So then that's how I knew I was still being delusional, trying to believe this girl. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You usually when they get scared, it's the other way around. And a lot of people will try. Well, I'm pretty sure they said it to you too. Like, oh, why do you think it's the host? Because she came back alive. You wanted her dead, didn't you? Right? Didn't they tell you that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, let me
Mhm.
tell you something. Let me tell you what the worst thing that kind of hurt my feelings. I ain't gonna lie, kind of hurt my y'all. If y'all want to do content creating, it'll hurt your feelings a little bit. This girl came up here and told me, you the type didn't even care about her in the first place. You didn't care. You didn't even care about her in the first place. I'm like, damn, am I the devil? What is happening? I didn't care about her in the first place. Of course, people cared about her in the first place, y'all. When you hear something bad happen to somebody, of course you care about them in the first place. But your care don't go away because they do this stuff. You are allowed to ask questions. People have a
Right.
hard time with two things being true at once. I can care about Carlee. I can be happy that she made it home safe. I can be that, and I can also do these lies that criticize what the hell she did and hold her accountable.
Yeah.
Two things can be true at once.
Right. Like, we can't lower the bar that much to where if the person is black, we got to believe them. That's a horrible way to go about things. Oh, they're black, so we gotta give them a benefit of the doubt. No matter
No,
what they
and
do,
you know
even if
what?
they.
It was embarrassing. Like it was very, very, very embarrassing. You had so many black women using their platforms to attack people and tell people how they was trash and tell people how they was racist and tell people how they were all these negative things only for the people that had the questions to be right about the questions that they had. And say something really did happen to Carlee, people are still allowed to ask questions. Now, if people were out there like slandering her, because I seen that too. I seen people spreading lies, is so many lies have spread. If they were out there spreading lies, is one thing, but if they just had genuine questions, which we all had, because come on now, how are you attacking them? That made no sense.
Yeah, I really don't, get into the personal attacks and stuff like, bullying and stuff like that. But she needs to be held accountable. And like you asked before, like, should she go to jail? Hell yeah, she should go to jail.
Well,
Because
okay, let's talk about the jail thing. Okay, let's talk about the jail thing. Okay, let's talk about that, right? Because when it comes to her going to jail, okay, aside from the police and her family, right, and the community around that they were scared, right? What does the jail time do? I feel like a better thing for her would be the community service, the probation, and the house arrest, probably for like 3 or 4 years. But like, what does the jail do? I feel like the jail would just turn her into a worse criminal. Am I tripping? Why do you justify the jail thing? Yeah, why do you justify the jail thing?
I mean, we don't, we don't get a get out of jail free card just because people feel sorry for us, or we made a mistake. Everybody's got to do time. Like if I were to do that, then I'm going to jail, no questions asked. I'm not saying like some people said prison. I'm not saying that, but
Right,
I'm
right,
just
right.
saying like And then if also if what they say is true about she's done this before, then I don't know if that's true. So but I mean, like I said, if you do something, I mean, if you get into it with the police, right,
Mm-hmm.
and they put cuffs on you, and then okay, I'm sorry, they're not gonna take them cuffs off. You going to jail once they put you in cuffs, you going to jail. You know what I
But
mean?
the reason I
Even if they
say,
feel bad for you, even if you have mental problems, you're going to jail. So I think it should, if we're going to be even, let's just be even, oh, be nice to her because she's black. That to me, that's sort of on the same line as be nice to her because she's black. And I don't want to do that.
well, let me tell you why I say no jail time. It's because she's young. Listen, and I said this earlier. I said we have all done the dumbest stuff when we were young, right? This is still a young woman in her 20s. That's where my compassion comes from. And that's why I say no jail. Because you can't, listen, at the end of the day, Carlee set this stunt up, but Carlee didn't think it through and didn't think she'd be
Yeah.
on social media and viral. She
Yeah.
never thought that would happen, Mr. BP. She thought she was going to get to allegedly her boyfriend or her family or whatever. She thought it was going to stay real quick and she was going to concern them. She didn't think that she was going to affect the nation, that the FBI was going to get into it. That's just like when we were younger. When we made a mistake and we got in trouble, we didn't think we were going to get in that much trouble. Like,
Yeah.
damn, I really messed up. So
And
that's
that's
what
why
happened
we need to give her time to go think about it.
in jail.
Huh?
Quenisha says young is 17, 18. Y'all don't think 25 is young? I
Mm.
think it's young, but I'm old now. I'm kind of old, so that's why I say 25. Y'all don't think 25 is young? Ooh, Valerie says no. 25 not
Yeah,
young?
that's old enough to know what the hell she just did, because not only was it the police, not only was it the thousands of people that were looking for her community, but she did a disservice to black women in general. I mean, like, we're not really talking about race, but I mean, on that point, yes,
No, yeah.
because
And you
the
know
world
what?
that we live in, I mean, that's but
Let me
yeah.
tell you something. All them women, listen, anybody that had all that smoke for people that had questions about Carlee, they better have that smoke for her. I wish I would run across one of their platforms. I'm still gonna have compassion. They blocked. You're blocked. Because at this point, you're delusional.
Oh,
At this
are you
point,
not
you're
seeing those?
crazy. Huh?
Are you not seeing those people?
No, so I haven't been on social media today. Today I had work, then I
Oh
had
man.
school, then I said I was going to live today. So I haven't even scrolled it today. They out here saying
Stay
that?
away from like the shade room and all that stuff, the comments, because they're in there
Oh
going in
my
talking about
gosh.
the police is racist. They talk, and some, I read a comment today. Somebody said, uh, she wasn't, she didn't lie. She just intentionally, she just didn't. She intentionally told. Dang, what did she say? Oh my God, it was horrible. She said she didn't lie. She just intentionally told them the wrong thing.
Oh,
That's what
she
she said.
intentionally told. Oh, no, that's the same thing. Mandy, I blocked them for you. I blocked
Yeah,
them. Don't worry about it. I blocked
she
them
said,
for you.
"Oh,
So,
she didn't lie. She just told him. She just intentionally told him the wrong thing." I'm like, oh my God,
oh
oh
my
my
God.
God.
And
And
this
then
is
it
my
was
thing. And if you, and I seen one, now I did see a girl on Instagram say, Carlee, come out and say something. I'm still riding for you, but the gas running out. Can y'all just not take accountability? Why is it
yeah,
that hard? Why is it that hard for
yeah,
y'all to come out and say, you know what, y'all, I was wrong. Y'all was right. What is so hard about that?
yeah. They're still waiting for it to come out her mouth. I'm like, why? Did you see what she Googled? Why do you really believe anything that she's gonna tell you after you heard what she Googled?
Kathy,
Like,
let me tell you something. Let me tell Kathy something real quick. Kathy, you saying I'm white, let me up, that don't work. Like, I don't bring people up here because they white, black, or anything. Like, we all talk as people. Okay, we're not gonna do that. I'm white, bring me up. That don't work, Kathy. So you're not coming up. I'm sorry. All right, Mr. BP, before I let you go, first of all, thank you for coming up here. You definitely opened my eyes to some things. Do you do social media? You want to shout out anything at all?
nah, I don't. This is like maybe my third or fourth live, and it just, just because of this subject. But I'm gonna try to get on it. So I mean, y'all can send me an invite, or better yet, y'all can send me some, roses or whatever y'all be doing on here and stuff. I'm just joking.
Look,
But
he don't even know what to tell y'all to send. He just like, yeah, hit me up. I'm a content creator. Now, listen, if that's
yeah,
what you want to do, you go for it. Just make sure that you're consistent. It's not an easy thing to do. But if you want to go for it, I think that you're well spoken. You clearly have discernment. You can see through some things. So I think that you would be a good, truth teller. So if that's what you do, good luck to you. Okay.
I appreciate it. Thank you for
All
letting me
right.
come
Yeah. I
on.
hope to talk to you
All right.
later.
Talk to you later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for coming in here. He was well spoken. Listen, I blocked the trolls, y'all. I'm sorry. When people are up here, girl, the cheeses had me. When people are up here, I'm trying to read the comments, but I'm also trying to give them my attention and paying attention to what they're saying so that I can give them all my attention, because they're helping me with my platform. All right. I'm trying to go in order. So Desiree, you're going to be next, and then Shar, I'm coming to you after Desiree, okay? Oh, Desiree is gone. So Shar, let's see if Shar is still here. Thank y'all so much for being here. Y'all are holding it down. I really, really appreciate y'all.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Shar. Tell us where you from. What's up?
Oh my! It was starting to glitch. Hi, I live in the DMV.
Okay, DMV. So tell us what is your feelings about everything that's transpired and that's going on with this case?
Okay, so when it first came out, so I saw this story a little late. So by the time I saw what this girl was missing and the details and stuff, I immediately was like, oh my God, this is so horrible. Because, like there's just a lot of women being kidnapped, a lot of women being abducted, and they don't get coverage like this.
Right,
So
right.
immediately when I saw the story, I was like, wow, not only is she missing, they're actually covering a Black woman missing. So that already hit it hit a soft spot for me. And she's a young professional. It was just like things that I could relate to. So immediately I was like, oh my God, this is horrible.
Right.
I started reading and doing more research and stuff. And I saw people talking about how they use like little kids to lure you in when they want to kidnap you and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, that's horrible.
Girl.
And then when they said she came home, that's when it clicked that something wasn't right. I had seen people speculating from then, but I was like, no, I mean, this is something that happens too often for her to be faking this. But when she came home, it just wasn't adding up to me. I was like, something's not right. That doesn't make sense. How would she know how to get back home if she was quote unquote abducted? Why would they
Yeah, just out of anywhere.
Yeah, it just wasn't making sense. And I was like, so these kidnappers just all of a sudden said, okay, you can go home now. Give me your address. It just wasn't making sense to me.
At all. Now, did you watch the press conference, Shar? Did you see the police press conference?
Yes, I did.
So what was the most shocking part to you? Let me tell y'all what was the most shocking part to me about the whole press conference. Okay, I understood the football field thing, but when he said those phone searches, I said, oh my goodness. I said, Lord Jesus, this girl did a Jesse Smollett. Thank you. I don't know how to say your name, Neptingi. I think that's how you said. The internet searches threw me. When those internet searches came up, I said, what in the world? Not an Amber Alert to pay for it. So what was your, like, oh my gosh moment?
Yeah, so at first it was definitely when they played that call, when she called in. It just didn't sound, to me, it didn't sound very convincing.
Okay.
When she was on the call with 911 and they were like, oh, what does the child look like? She's like, oh, I can't really see if they have shoes on, or like she couldn't tell if it was a boy or girl. It was just too many details they were asking her for you to claim that you're right by this child and you can't see any of these details. And then when they released, when they said, she claimed that some dude jumped out of the bushes and said he was checking on a child. That didn't make sense to me either, because I don't know. Then she said she jumped some fence and then ended up in an 18-wheeler. If you jump the fence at a highway, normally on the other side of the highway, it's just grass. You're not immediately on a road. It was just little details like that I was like, that was really shocking to me that
You know, that detail, now you just open my eyes again. That detail about the guy jumping out the woods to check on the child too, absolutely no sense. Cause what did the guy live in the woods? Like, why would he just jump out the
right.
woods to check on the child? And I wonder if she ever told them an update about the child, right? So her story was that the bald guy with the red hair and the woman got her, but they didn't say any details about the child in her
Yes.
story.
Yes, that's what I was telling my friends. I was like, why is nobody concerned about this child? If there's supposed to be this missing toddler, why haven't we heard anybody talking about the toddler? Yes, we know there's a woman missing, but what about this missing toddler? And then as they started releasing more footage and they released some detail that said that there was missing footage of in the camera. Like they couldn't find some of the footage of when she was on the side of the highway, and I was like, okay, see, everything just seemed shady to me.
Everything. I mean, every single thing. And you know what? The reporters asked the police, and I love asking this. You probably heard me say this earlier, but they asked the police, will this affect searches in the future for Black women? And the police officer, he got up there and said, no, we're going to do our job. But y'all, I'm serious. The next time this happens, it's going to be in the back of people's minds. What do you feel about that?
Ooh, I'm glad you asked that question because I have been getting in debates with people for the past couple of days who feel like, oh, people are being so hard on Carlee. She doesn't represent all Black women. They didn't care about us in the first place. No, that's a lie.
It's a lie.
And especially in the Black community. Okay, to us it might not matter, but guess what? To the America, it matters. It matters
Girl.
that this Black woman went missing and played with America. They're definitely going to remember this, and it's definitely a bad reflection on us. It has put us back, and it's just there's nothing else better she had to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and there's so many missing women who actually are being abducted who are not ever going to get their stories shared now, ever.
Ever. And you know what? You know how you said it set us back? Let me tell you what else set us back too. Because Carlee came up with this story, right? She went missing. It would be one thing, Shar, if Carlee went missing and everybody kind of just came together and, you know, oh, she's missing, she's missing, she's missing. It was the response from Black people to her missing, right?
Yeah.
Everything that they said about Alabama being racist, calling people racist, y'all don't care about Black women. Y'all tried to push this agenda with this Carlee thing, right? So for instance, they want to get on people about posting her but then having questions, but you're trying to push this whole agenda about Black women and not being believed when everybody literally believed this Black woman, right?
Yes.
And this whole narrative that they can't ask a question. Why are you asking a question because she's Black? No, they're asking a question because it don't make sense. And here's the other reason why she set us back, because I don't know if social media has caught on to this yet. Everybody that she said was involved was white. The child on the side of the road was white. Her abductor was white. Girl, you did the food. Like you did way too much. So when you say it set us back, it set us back horribly, right?
Yeah.
Because one, it showed that as a community, as Black people, do we not have discernment? Can we not weigh things out before we just pull out the race card and it's race, 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 race? Like, you cannot call everything race. And I said this earlier, you can't look through the eyes of your trauma all the time. You got to look through some sense. Like, everybody has trauma, white, Black, it don't matter what you are. We done been through shit in life. It is what it is. But sometimes you got to take a step back and say, am I looking at this as trauma? Like, for instance, if you're Black and at work, something might happen to you at work. It ain't always about race. That person could just be having a bad day, or that person could just be an asshole. It ain't just because you Black, right? Certain things might happen to you. It ain't just because you a woman. And we didn't do that in this case. And when you say it set us back, we gonna pay for it. I don't know how. I don't know when the next thing gonna pop out, but they're gonna ask so many more questions. They're gonna have so many more protocols instead of just jumping on the next case because of things like this.
Yeah, I agree, and I do want to give props to that police force, or FBI, or whatever. During
Yes.
that press conference, I was very impressed by them.
Yes.
Like, I thought they handled it very well. They answered the questions very well. Like, it wasn't biased. You could tell they did everything possible to look into this search, to make sure that they eyed every detail. They even said we didn't want to say anything until we knew we had all the points, all the details, every parts of the situation. Like, I really love the way they handled it. I didn't get any. Now, all I know is all we can do is based off of their job. Can we say they're racist or not? We don't know these people personally, but what I can tell you, they're doing their job well.
Girl, you better say that again. And that's what I said. I said, I have my own thoughts about the police. I said, but they did their jobs. And you know what I feel bad for them for? It's because they gave that family every opportunity to even work with the police. Like, just tell us what's going on. The police could listen. If Carlee then would have told the police she just had a mental breakdown and she was lying, the police could have framed it in a way that they couldn't to make so it wouldn't be so bad. But y'all even shunned the police when they did nothing but be there for you. When they put all their resources out there for you. That police chief said he went and talked to the parents and said, look, I'm going to do a press conference. Like, he was pleading with them to tell him something. But y'all want to shun them? That's not fair.
Oh, and speaking of the parents, because I did watch a clip of when they did that news report or whatever before and at the time when I was watching it, I noticed that the dad wasn't speaking at all. I know that's the first
girl didn't say a word.
And so, I was listening. I want to say it was somebody who was on here earlier, and she was saying that the dad didn't say anything, and the mom, like, she was going along. It might have been another live. The mom was going along with this whole thing and like defending her. So, and I'm going to tell you, in the beginning, I really thought that the mother her parents were naive, because if you can lie to a bunch of people like that about being kidnapped, surely you probably lied to your parents and had them believing that you got kidnapped too, right? And then now I realize the way they're acting with the police department, I really do think they know what happened. And her dad didn't want to really be in on it, so he just showed up for moral support and was just sitting there like, nah, this ain't right.
Girl, that daddy was shook in that interview. He didn't know what to say. He was shaking his head while saying yes. Now listen, I'm not a body language person. I can't tell body language. I just listen to what people say. And I just looked at his facial expression. He did not want to be there.
Yep.
He didn't want to be there at all. Not at all. So I'm gonna ask you a question that I ask everybody else. What is the punishment that Carlee should face for this hoax? Because she did make a mistake. She never thought this would go viral, y'all. And I think that's what people are like. All these resources, she never thought this would happen. So what should happen to her?
Yeah, I'm torn on this question. So
ooh, okay.
On the one hand, I think she knows exactly what she did and she should suffer some kind of consequences. I don't know if it's necessarily maybe 1 year in jail, not like years in jail. You know what I'm saying? On the other hand, I kind of feel like this woman might have some mental stuff going on, and is jail the right option for someone who clearly has some mental issues going on? Like, she needs some help. I don't know if that's seeking a psychiatrist or what. There is clearly something not wrong here for you to. A normal person does not think of doing something like this. So I really think she needs help. Even if they give her a short amount of jail time, she needs help. And unfortunately, now that the FBI has gotten involved, this thing is a little too serious. I don't think that there's a way that she can get out of whatever those consequences are. But I do think maybe a little bit of time will teach her, her lesson.
And you know what? Let me tell you this. When you said that a normal person don't think that way, now let me tell you, I'm going to be honest. Anytime I take a vacation, I tell people don't call me, I'm running away, right? Because life can get hard. I ain't going to lie. Sometimes I will run away. I would just leave. But you don't actually do it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where the mental thing comes in.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
There and you may be like, I need to just get time away, but that's when you just take a vacation. And from my perspective, or what people are saying, is that this family social has money. People said it's because she had a Mercedes, but I don't know about all that. Mercedes don't make you rich. But people do have times where they be like, you know what? I just need to get away. I just need to get away. I think we've all had those thoughts, but to actually pull it off in this elaborate manner, to call 911 and report a toddler, like that it's not making sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Yeah.
it's like the reason. I hope everybody's speculating that it's because of a boyfriend. Y'all, I could respect her if she said life was getting hard. I'm failing out of school. Um, I was losing my job, something like that. But if it's for a boy, oh, we are failing our girls. That
Hmm.
girl, we are failing our children.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think, and I saw somebody write this comment. I do think because of how big this has gotten, she should come out and say something to the public.
Yes.
Because and granted, yes, I don't think she really thought it was going to get like this, but now it's your responsibility to say something, because the world pulled together for you, black, white, Asian, everything, you know.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, and so I do think that that should be a part of her consequences or whatever, because clearly she's hiding, saying, oh, she's just mentally, and again, mental health is real, but I do think that I feel like there is a certain part of her that is using that as an excuse, because now that I know enough about the situation, I feel like she does seem a little entitled, and like she does things like this as a joke. And I
Yeah.
get it,
Yeah.
she's young, but she it does give me a little entitled and spoiled.
I just one thing that we're gonna do, guys. If you're in the live, I'm definitely gonna come back. So I'll probably come back when they do another update. Another update probably won't come for a couple of weeks, but when we get the full story, we're gonna be back. And I may be delusional for this. I hope it's just not for the guy. I hope it's not just because she's spoiled and she did this as to act out and all that. Because if that's the case, those parents know she's spoiled and she act up and she off. So that's where I agree with somebody said in the comments, I'm sorry, I can't remember your name, that the mom knew and they got him put on this charade. That's when
Mm-hmm.
you're going to know they knew. If she has done this in the past
Yeah.
and it comes out that all that stuff is true and her parents were in on it, or not in on it, but they knew how she was, and like, if she did this in the past and she's this spoiled brat, as you're saying, Shar, just speculating, the first thing her parents should have did was go to the police and say, look, Carlee a little off. She's spoiled. Don't deploy the troops yet. Hold on. She's done
Mm.
this before. Let us, you know, go out, do our rounds and everything, and go from there. But see, if they did this knowing that she's spoiled and she have this behavior, it's gonna be so much more worse. And like I said earlier, can't nobody fix this but Olivia Pope, and she ain't a real character. Olivia have
Mm.
to go and kill the police chief or something to make this look right.
Yeah, this
They
this
crazy.
mm,
And
this whole
I
this
just
whole
hope
thing
that's
is
not true.
crazy. This whole thing is just wild, and
Yeah.
it kind of um it just seems very unreal. And I hate to use the term like a movie, because clearly she went and watched a movie, and that's where she got all this from.
Girl, she Google searched Taken. She literally Google searched the movie Taken. Have you seen that movie before?
Yes, I have.
She she pulled off a whole movie. A whole entire movie. She Google searched that movie. That is crazy. Shar, let everybody know where they can follow you. Do you do content creating or what do you do?
Yeah, you can go to my page. I do create some content. I don't really have a niche, so sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's motivational, sometimes it's
Mhm.
reaction videos. It just depends.
Got you. Well,
um,
listen, Shar, I don't have a niche either. I just do what I genuinely feel like doing. I try to have discernment when doing my content creating. One, you are so beautiful. Your picture is gorgeous, girl.
oh,
You are
thank
well
you.
spoken. You definitely opened my eyes to some things, and hopefully, I catch you around these TikTok streets. And we'll talk soon. Thank you so much for coming up and holding down my live. You did an awesome job.
Thank you for having me. I'll definitely be back.
All righty, see you later.
All right.
All right, bye. Yeah, thank y'all so much for coming and holding it down. We about to wrap up real quick. Let me see. Okay, I got a few more requests. Desiree, you're back. Let me see if you're gonna come up, Desiree. You're gonna close us out. Let's see. Hey, Desiree.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Desiree. You're gonna close out the show. You're gonna be my last guest. We've been on here for about 2 hours. So this whole Carlee case, we talked about the updates and everything going on. So give us how you were feeling about the case from the beginning and to now. Did you believe her at first, or did you always think it was untrue?
In the beginning, I believed it.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
really praying and hoping that they find her.
yeah.
And needless to say, it really saddens me that it was all a hoax.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that there's one thing that people need to pay attention to more than anything, and that's mental health. Because
Mm-hmm.
clearly there's some mental health issues going on. Do I
Right.
feel like she needs to serve time? Yes, I do. And they have mental hospitals for people to do time in as well.
They
I
do.
think she needs to pay back the money that she stole from the job. I think she needs to do restitution for the man hours that have been allocated towards her being found. I think her
Oh,
parents need to also be involved in that if they had anything to do with it. There's total responsibility that needs to be taken all the way around the board. But more importantly, she needs some psychiatric help because
110%.
I listened to you speak about how you have had those moments when you just want to get away.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, we all have them moments.
Girl, yes.
Okay,
Don't we?
where where we just say, I'm turning the ringer off. I ain't gonna say I've done it before. Listen, I ignored everybody and drove from state to state to state for a month.
Really?
Just going from state to state, chilling in the states.
Yeah.
But at the same token, it was not at the point where, oh my God, we need to be putting out an APB. You know what I'm saying? Call the FBI. You
Right.
know,
And you leaving your car on the side of the road with your wig.
okay.
That's the part, girl. She
And
left
then
her
wait,
wig.
now, wait a minute. Now I did speak about that because I said, who the hell gonna kidnap somebody and snatch off the wig?
Girl, girl, let me tell you something. So when I first heard the wig part, I said, and listen, y'all remember, I believed her just like Desiree. So when I said her wig fell, I said, well, maybe she was fighting so much the wig came off. But as a black woman, I know my wig gonna be secure. So even if you pull it back,
Okay.
it's gonna be on. So when they said that wig came off, I said, baby, hold on now.
Wait,
Hold
and
on
then
now.
they took out the time to take off the watch because they said it was a wig, a watch, and a cell phone
And
left
it's like,
in the
who's
car. In the car. That's
girl?
what blew me. It's in the car. So they
Oh, it
picked
was
it up
in the
from
car?
where?
I thought it was outside.
No, it was left in the car. When they found the car, they found that stuff inside the car.
I know y'all like see, I wanted to believe it so bad. I came up with this scenario in my head that she was fighting, getting drugged into the woods, and the wig came off.
And
Not it
wait,
was chilling in
the
the
wig
passenger
came
seat.
off outside and then they picked it up and threw it in the car.
Oh my god. Okay, I was trying to make it fit any way I could. Desiree, I'm telling you. I said
Look,
no.
it's
Oh my
sad
god.
that the whole situation, when I say this is a very sad, I'm 51. And
Mm-hmm.
I heard you speaking about how she's young and whoop de whoop, this, that, and the other. Yeah,
Yes.
she's not young. She's a young adult, but
Okay.
she's
Okay.
an adult. I'm gonna need you as an adult. And this is what I told my children growing up. Because they made you grown at 18, the purpose for making you grown at 18 was so that you could be drafted. Okay? But
Right.
we
Right.
know, we know that at 18, that's not grown. First of all, it's 18. You're still a teenager.
Absolutely.
But once you become of legal age, 21, to engage in everything, you are
Drinking,
now
boating.
grown.
Yeah.
Okay? You are now grown. Therefore, everything you do before, I could save you. Now I can't save you no more. So you better learn how to save your own ass. You
Girl.
understand what I'm saying? She's
I
25.
understand.
She is 25. There's no such thing as she's young. Okay, she might be young,
Desiree,
dumb,
you better
waiting to
get
get
me
some
together. You
cum.
said Karma, she ain't that young now.
Okay,
Okay,
look,
okay.
as I say, for those that are in their 20s, they still young, dumb, and full of cum. But at the same token, that don't mean you can't get no responsibility for your actions. If you choose
That's
to do
true.
dumb crap, you get dumb results.
That's
So
so true.
you know, I mean, she needs it as her parent, they should have made her get in front of the camera and
Girl,
apologize to the world because she
absolutely.
had the world involved in her being found. They should have
Absolutely.
made her apologize because they are hiding her. They are saying that she does not need to take any kind of responsibility for her actions. I,
Desiree, I think what you just said is the only way at this point that it would make everybody be like, okay, because right now people are turning on the family, they turning on the parents. You have to hold her accountable. Nobody's saying y'all got to do a live press conference. You ain't got to be in front of cameras and everything. Y'all, everybody got a cell phone. Record a video, post it, and be done with it. But they,
no, ma'am. See,
no,
you lost me. You lost me with that record of video. No,
why?
just like you had the balls to put on that whole stage, I'm gonna need you to have them same balls in front of a camera.
Desiree, they can't just record a video.
Baby, let me tell you a little story real quick.
Come on, cause I love you, Desiree. I'm glad you came up here. Tell me
My
what happened.
children, my children were young, like maybe 6, 7 years old, somewhere in there.
Uh-huh.
So my son was infatuated with Pokemon. And you know how they used to have them Pokemon cards?
Yep.
I
Yep.
took my kids to the store. My son stole a pack of Pokemon cards and told his baby sister to cover it up for him. Lo and
Mm.
behold, I go down to my car and I see the Pokemon cards stuck up under the rug in the back of the car. So
Uh-huh.
I go ask them where they came from. They wanted to lie at first. Then finally, when I got in that tail, they finally told the truth, right?
Right.
Here's what the consequences was. I called Kmart, asked to speak to the store manager, told the store manager what my son had done with his sister, told them to get in contact with security, and I wanted them to help to fake an arrest in front of everybody at the store. I
Girl.
marched my children back up to the store, made them stand right in the welcome entrance, had the store manager and security come over, put them in handcuffs, tell them they was balling in front of that store.
Girl,
And they had to
Desiree.
apologize, say that they tell them what they took and give it back. But you know what? After all of that, they never stole again.
And they probably will never steal ever in their life. They gonna remember.
Okay.
Listen, I love it. And you know what? Get me together. I like you because you get me together. Hold me accountable. You right. They need to do more than just make a video. That would be a cop out. And but let me ask you this: why do you feel like they not coming out and making her tell the truth? What you think that's about?
Because they're too damn embarrassed to show face.
Ooh, you think it's just
See, at the end of the day, I'm not even getting ready to fake. If that was my child, I would be horribly embarrassed
right?
as a parent because your children are a reflection of you. At least
Absolutely,
they're supposed to be a reflection of you.
absolutely.
So when you look at the child, you as human beings, we automatically say, if this child is disrespectful, if this child is this, that, and the other, then the parents must didn't raise them right and yada yada whoop the whoop. Well,
Right,
that I
Desiree.
disagree with. I disagree with that totally because at the end of the day, we are not our children's only teacher. So,
Mm,
with that being said, you cannot always hold the parents accountable for everything that the children choose to do. And in this case, she's not even a child, she's a young adult.
right,
So,
right.
at some point, the parents need to just suck it up come forth, apologize that everybody had to go through it, but apologize after she apologizes, not before. Because
Mm,
she needs to be the one wearing that load, and the attention needs to be on her.
on her.
And the parents are there as just a means of support for their child who is dealing with mental health issues.
Come on, and you support them through the truth, but you still hold them accountable. So let me ask you this when it comes
Exactly.
to, let me ask you this when it comes to the mental health, Desiree. So, because I think a lot of people are saying it's not mental health. I don't know. Did you know about her phone searches, about how she searched Amber Alert, and she searched?
Yeah.
Okay,
Let me tell you about this mental health thing real quick.
please, please.
When most people think of mental health, they think of your basic mental health problems, bipolar 1 and 2, uh paranoid schizophrenic, and then schizophrenia, right?
Yeah, like
The
extreme.
reality,
Yeah.
right. The reality is there are over 200 mental health illnesses.
Wow, I didn't know that.
That's yeah, there's over 200. I'm actually writing a book right now that has to do with mental
Come on,
health.
Desiree.
But
I love it.
needless to say, there's over 200 mental health issues or
Hmm.
diagnosis rather.
Yes.
So, things that people wouldn't consider to be mental health is actually mental health. And I'm one to say everybody has some form of mental health
Absolutely.
and don't even realize it. People think they know themselves. You really don't know yourself until you're faced with a problem. You can speculate all day long how you'll deal with something, but you don't really know until it's in front of your face. You
Correct.
understand what I'm saying? So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
for a person's for a person's mind to think so irrationally, like her thought process was way out there, not just a
Far.
little, a lot.
Far.
So you can't say that mental health did not play a part, even if she was just dealing with depression, which clearly she had to be. Because if you was doing all of this, I heard somebody say that all of this was behind a guy.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's a speculation.
Right. So if all of this was behind the guy, clearly there's some depression going on somewhere. And it's
Mm.
probably manic depression. You know,
Mm.
and with manic depression, they have these real highs and then they crash. You understand what I'm saying? To
I
the
know
low.
exactly what you're talking about. I've seen it. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And then to be able, like, because she threw somebody kidnapping her and all these different things, you would even want to question if there's some schizophrenia going on where she's hallucinating. Because a person who's dealing with paranoid schizophrenia, they see things that aren't really there.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like there's different levels to everything. But no one will ever know, including her parents, if her parents do not address it. The courts, I'm sure they're going to address it because the feds is involved because of the level that it went to. This
Right.
is a federal offense because of the level that it went to.
Because the FBI got involved. Right. Right. Right.
Right, right. So therefore, 9 times out of 10, she will be made accountable by the courts. But I do agree with you when you made the point of you didn't feel like she needed to go to prison because you think prison only makes people better criminals. I agree
Yes.
with that.
Yes.
I totally agree with that.
Right.
I think that she needs to go to the area because they have prisons that are just for mental health.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
should she spend years on years? No, I don't think so. I don't even know if she should spend a year. But I do know that she needs to be somewhere where she's sitting down and getting some treatment and figuring out what the underlining issue is, especially if this is something she's done in the past.
Ooh, and you know what, Desiree? I really hope that I know I'll probably be delusional, but you're gonna get me together. I really hope that she has not done this in the past, and let me tell you why. I think I said this before. If she's done it in the past and the parents did this whole thing, it's no saving nobody over there at
Right,
all. There's
right.
no accountability over there. There's no nothing, because if it's true about the other speculation that people have said, they far gone. Everybody, they gone, because then you came back. So once she got home, you came back on TV saying you still believe there's an abductor out there, but you knew she left in the past. You see what I'm saying? So I hope that's not true. I hope that is speculation and that is false. Because if she did this before, she pulled this off. You, as her parents, got in front of the national TV and said y'all still believe in a abductor out there, but this is her pattern. Oh, they far gone, Desiree.
Let me put something on your mind real quick.
Okay.
You know how they say that you become what you surround yourself with?
Yes. Yes.
That definitely holds weight with mental illness. If you have somebody who has mental illness that you're up under all the time, their way of thinking eventually becomes yours.
Oh, whoa. Hold on now. Explain that to me. So what do you mean, in an enabling kind of way, or
It's kind of like, think about it like this. If you're around someone who cusses all the time, what you gonna end up doing?
start cussing?
If you're around someone who is a habitual liar, at some point you're gonna what?
Lie to.
It all goes together. You understand what I'm
Ooh.
saying?
Now, yeah, I see.
So
You broke it down.
if if you're around someone who suffers with some form of mental illness, most people who who have been raised around yeah, most people who have been raised around someone who has mental illness,
Hmm.
at some point in their lives, they're going to deal with some form of mental illness. Now, they might be able to control it better than the person they
Wow.
were around, but they're still going to deal with some form of it. You understand what I'm saying?
You know what? That's really interesting that you say that. So let me ask this, Desiree. Do they have to know that the mental illness is there so that they don't end up like that? Or is just that they're around them, period? So then um they suffer with it. Like I'm trying to see why being around them
It's
so long.
impossible. Look, it's impossible. Let me just break it down like this. The only example I know to give is the example I know, and
Okay.
that's my life.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
My mother suffered with paranoid schizophrenia slash bipolar slash multiple personality disorder,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
As a young girl, I was taken away from my parents and was emancipated at 14.
Wow. Very
My
young.
brother, my brother, on the other hand, stayed.
Okay.
My brother suffers with everything that my mother suffers with. Whereas me, I've only dealt with little bouts of depression. But I
Mm.
say my depression comes with dealing with life and the bullshit that comes with it.
Right. Right. Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I've dealt with depression. Now, the severity, I could have possibly ended up just like my brother.
If you would
But
have stayed.
exactly, exactly. The way my mother rationed, God rest her soul, because my mother was killed by a nurse.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm ready for your book already. And Desiree, we only been talking for a few minutes. That book gonna be off the chain, girl.
Listen, it's taken me a long time because when you're writing a book about your life, you actually are opening up wounds that were
Oh yeah.
closed. You're
Yeah.
actually dealing with things that you haven't dealt with.
Yeah.
So, it's a whole process. But needless to say, My whole point to it is that not if her mother, 9 times out of 10, if her mother, somebody in that family, if not both, are probably dealing with some form of depression.
Yeah. And that's where she got it from.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And somewhere in that family, somebody's an extremist.
And so she thought that's normal. That wasn't
Okay.
nothing for her to do.
Okay.
Good.
Somewhere she done picked up the line to the
Mm-hmm.
extreme that she has.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? The whole
I'm with
thought
you.
process is just, it's too far out there to even be considered halfway, even a quarter rational.
You hitting the nail on the head now.
So you have to, when you look at situations like this, and I would hope that everybody would stop just looking at what she did and look at more of what caused her to possibly do it.
That's the
Because
question that I
mental health,
had.
the reality of it is that a lot of funding has been taken away from mental health. The resources that are needed are not out there as they should be. A
Yeah.
lot of the mental health hospitals cannot even take people in because they have no room. You understand what I'm saying? When you're looking at the homeless population and all of that, what normal person want to live on the street? If a
Nobody.
person, okay, but if a person is okay with doing that, apparently there's something within their psyche that is just not right.
Right.
So when you look at the things that people do and how they do and what they do, you need to put more attention on the psyche than the actual act. The act is what lets you know to get back to the psyche. You
Mm.
understand what I'm saying?
I sure do. But let me tell you something, Desiree. I don't even think for the most part because of how mental health is looked at. Now we've come a long way, of course, right? We're able to identify certain things. We're able to, know that something is off. I don't think that people even have the capacity to have the respect for Carlee has bipolar disorder and this is what, if that was to come out, they wouldn't even have the
They don't
capacity
have
for it.
respect.
Yeah,
And the reason why
they're
they
not going to
don't
do it.
have respect is because of the fact that mental health is not focused on like it should be. And the truth of the matter is, you cannot look at mental health all the time and know somebody got mental health. My mama used to burn clothes in the basement, throw food out in the backyard saying it was demonized, take us out in the dead of winter with no clothes on. The
Oh,
neighbors would have to
wow.
get us, police would get called, all kinds of crazy crap. Take her to the hospital, she get in front of them doctors and talk just like me and you.
Normal. Now,
Normal as a button. You cannot always look at that's like saying you can look at somebody and tell they got HIV. You understand what I'm saying? You
I
can,
do.
it's not always that easy and cut and dry.
Let me ask you this question, Desiree. What about the people that would say, so we know that, you have broken down really well, that there has to be something mentally, right? We're not saying it's extreme like schizophrenia or anything like that, but it's something there to make somebody do something so elaborate. What about the people that would say, okay, it's mental health, but mental health people still know right from wrong, which we both know they do. The right from wrong thing is so true. So what would be your response to that?
I would agree to disagree
Why?
because depending on what kind of mental illnesses they're dealing with, they might not know right from wrong.
Okay.
If
Okay.
they're hearing voices and seeing things that aren't there, think about it. A woman cooked her baby alive in the microwave and said that the voices in her head told her to do it.
Wow.
Mental health can get really, really deep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
If a
absolutely.
person is not able to rationalize the thoughts in their head, how are they able to rationalize their actions?
And so you think in that moment, um, maybe she wasn't able to rationalize, so we can't say she knew right from wrong in the moment.
No, I'm not thinking anything. I'm thinking she need help, period.
Gotcha.
I'm
You like
not getting ready
whatever.
to say, I'm not getting ready to be the one to say to what degree
Yeah,
she's
yeah, yeah.
dealing with anything because I'm not dealing with her. I'm not her psychiatrist. You
Yeah,
understand
yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying?
Gotcha.
I just know that something's off balance that needs to be addressed.
Oh, absolutely. I think that we all can come to that. Miss Desiree, let me tell you something. I think that you turned this live out. You opened my eyes for real, for real, for real. You got me together. I love conversations like this because you're one of the only people that came up here with the perspective of the mental health, right? A lot of people didn't go there. So I think that you went there and I think that you knew to go there because of your past. So one, thank you so much for that. You holding it down. You were my last guest and I think you did a wonderful job, especially with your storytelling. Listen, I don't want to steal knowing what you did to your kids, okay? So tell people about your book, what it's about, and when it'll be available.
Well, I'm planning on releasing it within the next 3 months.
Okay.
It is my life dealing with mental health. So it speaks the first book because there's actually going to be two. The first
Okay.
book deals more with the study of mental health. It's more to open people's eyes up to mental health and where it started and where we're at now with it, and I just add little bits and pieces of my life in it to explain it or open it up in thought process.
Got you. And do
And
we have the name yet? Now it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's all
look,
right.
the name is Shattered but Not Broken.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Listen, if y'all please make sure y'all give Miss Desiree a follow. I thank you so much for coming up here. I hope you come back.
Thank you.
Of course,
Thank you for
again.
having me.
Of course, I really appreciate having you. Listen, I'm gonna make sure I go ahead and follow you because I really would like for you to come back in my lives. We don't just talk about Carlee stuff. I'm here every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. We talk about different things. In the past, I've talked about weddings, Black people being proud in America, stuff like that. So we do all kind of lives over here. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody for holding down, y'all. We've been on here for like almost 3 hours. Thanks everybody for coming. I really appreciate y'all. Emily, Ash, Cat, y'all been here for a long time. Sean Stevens, everybody. I hope y'all have a great week. And remember, guys, at the end of the day, no matter how you feel about this story, remember the common thing that we can take from this is that humanity still came together in this situation and it's still good out there. From the day to day, y'all, things happen. We see these crazy news stories. We see so much negativity. And in this story, there's a lot of negativity surrounding this story. It's going to continue to be negativity surrounding this story. But at the end of the day, I want you to remember how humanity came together, that we are still good people as a whole, that we still can come together no matter our disagreements or whatever, and we can still do good in the world. We can still come together just like this live and agree to disagree and talk. It's still good out there, y'all, no matter what.
Can I
I am
make a
you.
statement before you end?
Sure, 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 sure.
For everyone who's still in this life, please do not forget to say a prayer because there's a whole bunch of Carleys out there.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Please, yes, make sure you continue to pray for people that are really missing. Pray for the police departments as well, and everybody in Hoover, Alabama. And even if you can find compassion in your heart, make sure you pray for Carlee too. I know we don't agree with what she did, but at the end of the day, make sure you pray for her because, like Ms. Desiree said, she is really going through
Amen.
something. So y'all
Amen.
make sure y'all have a good week. I am your good Karma. You can call me Karma for short. I hope to see y'all in my lives again. I'm live every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. I don't know the time, but I make sure to log on. Hope you have a wonderful week, Miss Desiree. I'm gonna keep you accountable about that book. In 3 months, I'm coming for you. It better be on that
Okay.
on your post, okay?
Okay.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night, y'all. Bye.
Bye bye.